All right, let's play basketball indeed. Welcome on, everybody. This is going to be pretty fun. Haven't seen this sort of a atmosphere in New York in over 50 years. And what are we looking for here early, Danny?
I want to see how San Antonio's offense looked. I thought that their half court offense really hasn't gone to the table yet, and that's going to be really important. And then, we talked about the transition play for San Antonio. It's come in a few certain moments, especially the first half of game one, but they're going to need that to go to quiet this crowd down and just to get some good offense.
Yeah, to me, what actions are the Spurs going to go to try to get Wembanyama involved, get some better half-court offense? That's their been there and doing most of the first two games. And how much will De'Aaron Fox be featured? Stephon Castle wasn't on the injury report, but he apparently ankle, knee, it's unclear exactly even what his issue is, but that's going to be a big part of it as well. So which of those two guys is going to be able to puncture the paint and create some half-court offense, get Wembanyama maybe some easier plays around the basket than he's been getting so far in this series?
And we'll see, with having a little bit of extra time between games, whether we see better Dylan Harper, whether we see better De'Aaron Fox than we have in the last few games. Physically.
Yeah, I think Harper has looked pretty good, but Fox was actually looking pretty decent in the fourth. Then he tweaked that high ankle sprain again, it appeared, and his comment was, "It is what it is," during the media over the last couple of days. For New York, we'll keep an eye too on the Josh Hart minutes. As much as he was ballyhooed for in game one at a great plus minus, when he's been on the floor with Victor, it hasn't gone great for New York. And when Shamet's come in, of course, that has been a devastating lineup for the Knicks, all playoffs, and then particularly in this series where the shooting upgrade to the molten Shamet has been pretty remarkable.
Officiating crew: Mark Davis, John Goebel, Curtis Blair.
And Curtis Blair roughing his first NBA Finals. And the Spurs, as is their wont, with Wembanyama, win the tip. Castle will start it up top. He's guarded by Hart. Wembanyama pick and pop. They want to change sides of the floor. Yeah, get Fox going his left hand. Bridges cuts him off. Fox penetrates the paint, kicks out. Wembanyama not taking the three. Instead, tried to leave it under to Champagnie. Castle found Fox in the corner. That was a really quick pass, but Fox can't cash it out. He struggled to shoot the three in game one. Now Brunson against his torture. The guy he's tortured, Champagnie, missed that one short. That was a pretty good look, though. Wembanyama didn't take that last three. I thought he was wide open. Should have just taken that. Now Castle interacting with him. Wembanyama won't let him go under the screen. Good tag by Josh Hart on the roll. They can't find Wembanyama. Now they move it weak side. Fox getting past Towns. Tough fadeaway by Fox. He's 0 for 2, but that was really good defense by Hart with Towns unable to help off Wembanyama.
Great contest.
Neither team has scored yet. Bridges gets the switch, and no, pass just went right over his head. I'm interested to see what the Knicks' demeanor is here, with this being viewed almost as a coronation right now. There's that 45 pick and roll. They disguised it well. Here's Castle going into Towns. Nope, he sprayed it out to Fox. Fox, no, that's Wembanyama instead on the alley-oop. Fox got one of those late in game two, and it's something that he should look for more. Fox not moving amazingly well so far, I would say, but he's been a big part of the offense. And now the Knicks have thrown it away again. Two terrible passes by New York. They haven't scored yet.
Two early turnovers, both of them not particularly forced by the San Antonio Spurs. And so Steph Castle dribbling up top, getting a screen from Champagnie, and we'll see if they can they tried to hunt Brunson a little bit, and they didn't do it, but a nice pass there. Castle into Wembanyama, 4-0 Spurs.
Yeah, that was really nice. And now there's another turnover by the Knicks. No, it goes right through Victor's legs. Underneath Anunoby, he's stopped by Victor. And Hart doesn't want to go there either. Wembanyama closing down Bridges. And he got a block in the corner. What a block that was. It looked like he had pushed him off. Now Castle finding Fox, not taking that three into the lane. Yeah, you can see Fox doesn't really have the explosion in the lane, but he did find Vassell, and it's 7-0 San Antonio. Is Mike Brown going to take a timeout? His team is really struggling right now. Brunson, again, getting the switch on to Champagnie. Champagnie is on Towns here. Towns gets it to Hart, not being guarded by Wembanyama, and Josh Hart hits it. Again, like there's no reason not to get a semi-closeout there from Wembanyama. Maybe he's tired at this point. We haven't had much in the way of stoppages yet. Victor trying to set the screen. Castle rejects it, trying to get physical into the lane, and he finishes with Bridges getting the contact from behind.
I thought that was a travel on the gather by Castle, but maybe I missed something in the steps there.
Yeah, probably 20 years of NBA history where you could just do whatever you want. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, that drag of the right foot is something that's very common these days to help guys avoid losing their balance. That does not get called. Spurs offense looking pretty good. They are puncturing the paint and spraying out, but Castle couldn't get that free throw to drop. Brunson trying to back in a position, shoving off Castle's arm. Tries to go to the fadeaway. Knocked him backwards. Victor came over too, and Brunson with a physical series of moves high off the glass. Oh, nice little inside position there and a hold. Is that going to be 2 on Bridges?
They called this on Bridges, but they called the first foul. Yes, those are both on Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, so that was interesting. What they're trying to do, as Brunson narrowly got it over 2 defenders, what they're trying to do there is using screening for Wembanyama and then finding the guy who's screening for him, cutting to the basket. So Shamet is going to replace Bridges, it would seem, here.
Correct.
Anunoby is on Fox. Fox lost it. Good defense by Anunoby. That's a nice luxury for the Knicks to be able to take Bridges off of Fox and put OG Anunoby onto him. Castle, again, making it difficult to bring the ball up. I wonder why the Knicks don't just have Josh Hart bring the ball up, as this is going to be an offensive foul on Brunson. Great job there by Castle, understanding how physical Brunson was trying to be from the previous possession and taking advantage of that. Let's see here. He's already shoved him off once, and then Castle with a good flop there. Brunson almost fell into the knee of Wembanyama. Here's the 45 pick and roll again. Towns with a hard blitz. Oh, great pass by Castle underneath to Wembanyama. That was a beautiful look from 45 feet away.
45 off the 45.
Brunson chucked by Champagnie as more fouls getting called on the perimeter now.
So that's the first team foul on the Spurs, 2 team fouls on the Knicks as well.
Yeah, you can see the no look there by Castle froze Anunoby, who's been so good on the back line. That time he was not able to get there on Victor. We'll have to see whether that was a changeup against the 45 to trap near half court. Now Vassell is on Anunoby. Anunoby into the lane. Oh, I thought he walked right there. Kick it out. Shamet is wide open. Victor didn't want to rotate. And good tip by Fox. Fox is still limping, you can see, but he got to the ball that time. Victor up top. He does not take the three. He's going to interact with Castle, who will take it. Yes.
Big shot for Stephon Castle. 14-5 Spurs. They have a 155.6 offensive rating.
Brunson rejects the screen, and this is going to be a shooting foul here, going through the arms.
I think it is. He had already done the gather, so that foul is on Vassell, his first, team second. This should be free throws for Brunson, and it is.
Yeah, what do you make of the start of this one?
I think that the Knicks started out a little flustered, that a couple of largely unforced turnovers in the early going, but I think the Spurs offense has looked healthy. They've been puncturing the paint more, and that was something we were looking for going into this game 3.
Yeah, and they've gotten multiple looks for Wembanyama at the basket so far, yes, which has been massive. Yeah, as far as the Knicks, I think they were doing a pretty good job of denying penetration earlier in the series, especially with respect to Castle. I'm not sure I'd want to blitz him so far away. Brunson, another missed free throw. had Victor Wembanyama made that shot, Brunson's missed free throw would have been a huge storyline at the end of game 2.
Nate, the Spurs have made 4 shots inside 5 feet and been fouled once. The Knicks have have 5 attempted shots so far. That's incredible.
And there's Castle. That was more of a draw the foul type of shot, but he somehow rattled it in. Pressure in the backcourt, and they'll force Hart to bring it up. I think they should just have Hart bring the ball up more, save Brunson's legs a little bit. Now Brunson on the pick and pop. Shamet, good closeout by Wembanyama. Shamet going to try to puncture the paint and kick out. Here's Hart over Wembanyama. He's 2 for 2.
And did that as sort of a into a screen to get Hart even more open.
Wembanyama trying Anunoby. What long strides, and it's another and one for Wembanyama, who has been aggressive attacking off the closeout so far, and this has been a dream start for San Antonio. 18 points in 5 minutes, and Anunoby does clearly commit the foul as he's gathering the ball.
I'm pulling the stats. I think this is close to as many shots for Wembanyama inside the around the basket. We're getting close to what he did. No, I was wrong on how much he did in game 1 or game 2. Sorry. No, he's still done a lot, but not as much as game 1. But he's looked so much more aggressive physically. And on that last play, I was thinking about the difference between Anunoby guarding Wembanyama and guarding Embiid, which he did well a couple of years ago.
So we're coming up now on the period where Kornet would come in. Are they going to try to stay out of that Kornet-Towns matchup that has really killed them? Oh, here's a terrible pass by the Spurs, and the Knicks by the Knicks. The Spurs got the deflection. Knicks lucky to recover it, and that was, again, good pressure by Castle, forcing Brunson to throw a retreating pass. Who is the most annoying person on Knicks Celebrity Rows? We're going to get a timeout here.
I don't know. I haven't interacted with any of them personally. None of them particularly.
Well, I mean, just their public persona. Obviously, I'm not talking about how they are. It's like a real person in real life. We don't know that. I mean, I only asked the question because I have the answer, which I think I've said on this show before. It's definitely Tracy Morgan.
Your animosity for his character on 30 Rock is something we do not share.
I'm sorry, like, being annoying is not comedy. And that's solely what he does in that show. Yeah. Thank you all for joining us instead of the Pat McAfee watch along. I know that's his basketball expertise is
Nate,
far outstrips ours, but
can you do the score on?
The sync up. Yeah, I completely fucking forgot.
Sorry,
his production expertise definitely exceeds ours. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
How much
and somebody asked why ESPN didn't put us in the outcast list. The answer is because we're not under their umbrella, so they're not gonna publicize it. That's the way pretty much all of this goes.
I do think people get a bad rap sometimes for wearing shades indoors, especially on the interview podium. One thing you don't realize is just how bright those lights are that you're staring into.
They're extremely bright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's significantly more defensible than indoors other places. I will acknowledge that. What does a Mark Davis crew mean for this game? So generally, Davis individually doesn't. A lot of the foul drawing type of stuff doesn't work as well for him. Like that doesn't go as well for him. But it depends on the crew overall.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to get ready to sync for everyone. I
very
much apologize.
Some of the stats so far, San Antonio, they've had 16 points on 10 half-court plays. That is 1.6 points per play. The Knicks are at a solid 1 per play there, And neither team's gotten much in transition. Only one transition play for each team. The Spurs scored on theirs, and the Knicks did not. So it's 2-0.
Yeah, luck-adjusted score right now is 17-8, which I think is noteworthy.
Yeah, Spurs +3 in true shots, 10-7 so far, in part, largely because of those Knicks turnovers. Neither team has an offensive rebound so far.
This is a solid graphic of this spaceship over alien spaceship over MSG. All right, I'm going to be concentrating on syncing us up, so feel free to take over for a second here, Danny.
Hart is the inbounder. Wembanyama on him. We'll see if he can try to deflect this pass. No, it goes right to OG Anunoby, posting up on Stephon Castle. I think he should just be able to try to take something here. Takes a turnaround and makes it. So it's 19-11 in favor of the Spurs. My count is 636, 635 for those trying to sync up. Yeah, about the same as Nate's.
Oh, yeah. All right. Now we should have it. So Vassell will set the screen to involve Brunson. Nice pass up to Wembanyama again. He got pushed by Towns and then just goes out of bounds.
I like Towns challenging the catch and then putting pressure on Wembanyama's chest to try to make it hard for him to get space.
Yeah, good job using his body without fouling. They set the screen in the backcourt to get Brunson the easier matchup. Harper is not necessarily much easier. Shamet, Towns at the elbow. This is the first time they've really gotten into their screening action, and Keldon Johnson is trying to make it difficult. Wembanyama is on Anunoby. Here's Shamet turning the corner. Help off the strong side corner. Anunoby, no. The man with the highest field goal percentage and true shooting percentage in NBA playoff history. Minimum 150 attempts. Couldn't get that one. Here's Vassell again involving Brunson. Oh, beautiful move by Harper to split and finishes easily.
He's so good. And I'd like to see them try to get Keldon Johnson, as the Knicks try to get Keldon Johnson on Brunson. He's strong, but he fouls a ton.
Victor on Brunson. We saw this matchup at the end of game 2. Late contest, not even close. 4 Spurs converge on the defensive rebound. They've been good there so far. Wembanyama looking to post up Shamet. Castle just throws it to him. He goes right to the basket. No foul. Second straight turnover by Wembanyama. Brunson retreats, finds Anunoby down the lane. Oh, and he spun right off of Castle for another huge dunk.
And that spin move was so important for Anunoby because Wembanyama was coming and he spun fast enough to get the dunk before Wembanyama got there.
Instead, they involve Brunson once more. That's the right pass by Harper with Vassell left wide open. That was really good. They initially had Brunson. It looked like he was switching, but then they also kicked him out of there, and that left Vassell open. Hart is guarded by Victor. They're going to try to post up Towns, and Johnson's being very physical with him. Spike Lee's going crazy talking about him getting fouled. Here's Hart trying to work in. They got nothing going. Beautiful lob. No, they finally called Johnson for the foul. Yeah, that was well earned.
Foul is on Keldon Johnson. That is his first Spurs third team foul. So each team has 3 fouls. Fox coming back in. So this is Fox, Harper, Johnson, Vassell, Cornette, and then Shamet, McBride, Brunson, Hart, Towns for the Knicks.
So Wembanyama is going to depart here. Let's see how long Towns stays in the game. They got Johnson on him. Cornette is on Hart, trying to back off and make the entry pass difficult. Face by Towns. Cornette coming over in the strong side zone. Knicks moving off the ball. Hart left open, has to take it. Off the heel, and Fox, fresh back in the game, has the rebound. Castle getting a rest now. Vassell back to Fox. And they want to go out to Brunson again. Oh, nice fake there by Johnson. But Towns came over for the rejection. Rebound Cornette. Now Vassell on the move. Back to Fox. Cut off nicely by Shamet. Fox pulls the trigger. And Towns didn't foul on the rebound. It's Hart. Hart trying Harper. Goes back to his right hand. Harper was all over that. But Towns moving well without the ball. Cornette did well to get out in the corner. Harper coming over to help. Towns bludgeons his way right through Luke Cornette. Just pure
hit him with
strength
the off arm,
there
but
from
they didn't
Towns.
call it.
Harper got Brunson on him. Cut off. Tries again. Beautiful footwork by Harper, but can't get the shot to fall. 3-on-3. Cornette trying to get back in the action. Hart. And the previous time. Oh, the Knicks are getting quite upset here.
This
Jose
should be a delay.
Alvarado,
This
always
should be
the
a
sort
delay.
to calm things down.
This should be a delay of game on Josh Hart. He got in the middle of Luke Cornett.
Spurs have called
a
timeout, actually.
Yeah,
Spurs called timeout.
Did they call it before?
It's not a delay game.
I don't know when it was called.
Anyway, what I was starting to say is that Dylan Harper perfectly played Hart going to his right hand in transition the previous time. And then that time he wasn't able to stop him going right. Yeah, I would say, and there's not really, why is Josh Hart running in that direction?
Exactly. That's why it should be a delay of game on Josh Hart.
Going to grab the ball. Why? Yeah, why is he trying to grab the ball? He's trying to just like get in front of Harper. I don't really understand what he was trying to do there, but he moved in a way that you can't normally anticipate. Luke Cornett's just going to grab the ball. And it's not like Cornette has two hands in the ball too. This is not like some attempt to just shove him down.
And also Hart kicks out his legs and does this. I mean, to me, delay of game warning on Josh Hart, technical on Josh Hart. Cornette did nothing wrong. Oh, apology. Thank you to Clint No Sleep for the tip. Playing our stream for your 9-year-old so we can greater appreciate the NBA. I will continue my goal to swear as little as I can, but I make no promises.
Well, I don't know that I could do that, but it just I play the game as it lies when it comes to that. If it's required, let's see what they say here. Great adjudication here. It's a technical foul on Josh Hart.
You can't get away with nonsense as well with the Mark Davis crew, especially when you get a replay. And yeah, maybe he's trying to fire up his team, but that's just and Josh Hart's intensity.
Yeah,
it
was noted in the comments. I hadn't noted this apparently, but there's been a lot. Yeah, are you hearing me on like a big delay? It seems like we're not. That
not particular. I don't think so.
Maybe I should one of us should jump out and back in because
I can do that.
You gotta look at this. Here, I'm gonna refresh.
So Caleb asked what stream are we on? So Nate, so I have a stream that shows the live arena feed that doesn't show commercials. So we just have different stuff. And so on a replay, on a review, we'll generally see a lot of that because that's what they're showing in the arena typically.
All right. Hopefully I'm a little better now here. I can also. Yeah, it does seem like this is going super slow right now. So I may go wire in at the next break.
And Devin Vassell, misses the free throw.
It's lagging.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go fix this.
Okay, I can call things for a little while. Can Mike Tirico in the Olympics this? So it's Fox and Harper out there along with Keldon Johnson, Vassell, and Luke Cornett. I think this is a very small Knicks lineup, so I'd like to see a little bit more physicality, but the Spurs don't really have the guys to attack that in a sense, except for Harper. Harper, they hit him with a corner three. He misses that shot. So the Knicks have a chance to make this a 2-possession game. I like it. Other people other than Brunson bringing the ball up. Shamet takes that three. I thought that was a little aggressive. Nice rebound there by Harp. And McBride going for it. There's a chance they might get something here. And good defense there by OG Anunoby. But Keldon Johnson makes the contested finish over him. That's good work for Keldon Johnson. I think that his decision-making can be inconsistent, but hey, if he can make the contested finish, that works out for me. And Brunson going into Vassell's body, knows he can pull back. That was reminiscent of Nembhard, but he misses that shot. And we'll see if the Spurs can get something in transition or semi-transition here. Goes over to Fox. Harp screen by Cornette, and De'Aaron Fox hits that shot. Fox's line for the game. 1 for 4 from the field, 1 for 3 from 2. And now it's Brunson getting a screen from Mitchell Robinson. Vassell on him. Nice little lefty bank shot there by Brunson to bring it back to single digits, 28-19. And Harper bringing it back up 4. Nate is missing some. So actually, Nate was the one with the curling paddles. Cornette, see if he can hand off here to, nice pass there to Harper, and a good dunk over the contest from OG Anunoby. Love Dylan Harper's finishing. McBride now coming back. It has been end-to-end action, and that was another lax Knicks turnover. Mitchell Robinson wasn't looking for the pass. Miles McBride threw it, and another Knicks turnover. I think that's their 4th. Yeah, that's their 4th turnover. None of them have been particularly forced by the Spurs. OG drives, gets in there, and draws a foul, and finally there will be a stoppage. Yeah, that Harper dunk was pretty nice, and we'll see it here. Get a replay on the kind of curling around the screen, goes around OG, and that's
let me see that.
That was
you hear me okay now, Danny?
I am hearing you okay. Yes.
Danny, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. And close all my windows again.
So now it is OG Anunoby shooting these free throws. These will be his first 2 of the game. 2 of 3 from the field. And, has a negative 16, but that's because the Spurs have been very, very good to start. He had a short rest, and the Spurs, the Knicks did well in that, but I don't think that was OG's fault. High screen there for De'Aaron Fox, and we have Wembanyama back on the floor trying to drive on Mitchell Robinson. Champagnie 3, then makes it. That's the type of shot that Champagnie needs to take. It's more in the flow. It's more like what he did in that strong part of game 1 and game 7. And catch and shoot 3 above the arc, had his feet set. And I'm setting a screen in the backcourt for Brunson. He's just driving on Harper. I don't love that for Brunson. It's not really as much of a advantage matchup unless he gets foul. Trying it again, working into it. And that was an extremely low pass. And a block there by Champagnie. We'll see what they call here. But that was Jalen Brunson worked so hard on that possession to not really produce anything. And I think you just try to get something different, try to give it up, and you don't want to work that hard when you don't have it, when you don't have anything there. And so I don't like the process there from Brunson. Pass into Robinson, and I think they're calling a foul here for the Spurs, and that is more impactful for being a foul on Victor Wembanyama than Mitchell Robinson's free throws, but we'll see if he can surprise me. Happens every so often. Mitchell Robinson, you can see that 16 of 50 on free throws in these playoffs. My feed just got a little wonky, but I'm back, and I think I just missed a Mitchell Robinson free throw. I'm not too sad about
that. I think I've really been holding you back. Can you hear me okay now?
I can, yes.
All right,
Can
let me
you,
see if. Yeah, keep talking, please.
so De'Aaron Fox dribbling up top, Wembanyama going to set a screen, actually makes a teeny bit of contact, and he's pulling this three over Mitchell Robinson, and he misses it. Anunoby gets the rebound. 30 seconds, so an 8-second differential. Not really a need to push, but I also don't think you need to go super slow here. You just try to get a good shot whenever it comes in the flow. High screen by Anunoby. They get the switch on Champagny, and Brunson's going to attack this.
Yeah,
Setting
so
a
you're probably about 8 seconds ahead of me, by the way.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, sorry everyone about this. Not sure what happened, but that's the live streaming gods were not with us. But yeah, I'm at like 6, 5, 4, 3. Wembanyama crossover, and man, he's blown some chances at the rim that could have made this even more of a blowout.
So the score at the quarter break, 33-22. Hopefully Nate has gotten to see the Harper dunk at least once at this point. And San Antonio, I mean, they're hitting their shots, of course, to start this game. 33 points in the quarter. And it's mostly been in the half court. 30 half court points for San Antonio in that first quarter. 30 on 22 plays, 1.36. Only 3 points in transition. They got a 2, and then they got a free throw. And I think that free throw, it's counting the Hart technical, I think is the one they're counting. Maybe I'm missing one, but I think that's what it was. And San Antonio, I mean, the shot chart for them is very healthy. Eight makes inside 5 feet already. 7 of those in the half court. That is fantastic. A lot of that being Victor Wembanyama, but also the Harper dunk. And Castle had a couple, I think, as well. So, I mean, the Spurs offense has been extraordinarily healthy to start game 3.
All right. Well, yeah, I missed the Harper dunk. I missed this whole takedown of Victor's takedown of Brunson, apparently.
I missed that too. We kind of had comments about it.
So, yeah, sorry
I
about
missed
that.
that live. And the question of can they go back is no, they cannot review something like that after the fact. They cannot give something within the game. They can give an after the fact thing, tomorrow, but they can't do anything within the game now. And early on,
Yeah,
the
so this
Spurs
is
were
pretty similar to what took place in Game 2.
You mean at the end of game 2?
All right, we're still like as far as like being able to hear each other. If you want to actually jump in and jump back out now, that might be
okay.
That might be useful. But I can get a few more things in. Spurs, luck adjusted score is only 30-25 right now. San Antonio, 4 of 7 from 3. Knicks, 2 of 8. And I'm gonna let Danny back in here. Okay. All right, I think we are synced up on the game. We should be at least. So I'll try to give a I'll try to give a sync up when we actually start. Yeah, so do they have bad internet in the Bay Area? No, actually my internet's good. I just was lazy about running a 50-foot cord to my router. Favorite announcer to listen to? Probably Robbie Hummel at this point, and then Ian Eagle, I think, is the best play-by-player. Mock-off season before or after the draft? It's scheduled for before right now, but I might actually reconsider that. We'll have to see if there's availability from our participants.
Oh, so we got to ask for a scoreboard resize.
Yeah, I'll get that in a second. I need to make sure we're actually synced up first.
Yeah.
Which we are not right now. Yeah, I'm just like way. All right, I guess it did start. Okay, hold on. Let me double check here. All right, I think we're pretty close. Give me a second to.
Yeah, just give me your timing when you're ready, and I'll sync up with you.
Okay. Yeah, this is actually. as the Knicks draw first blood. Yeah, you can go ahead and keep calling it. I'm at 28, 27, 26, 25, 24.
Ah, crap. I got off. I'll have to get back there. I'll get there.
Okay, all right. We are synced up, and Karl-Anthony Towns is now being guarded by Carter Bryant. McBride, nice left-handed pass along the baseline. Alvarado with Castle in front of him. Victor is lurking. Pass out to Shamet. He's going to have to create. Oh, no, he got blocked by Carter Bryant, who was ready for the step back. Knicks are back in good order. Shamet, again, good individual defense. Bryant doesn't take that three. He's going to work on Alvarado. Hopefully at some point in the future, Bryant will be able to go through some of the size of Alvarado. Victor going to put Towns in the mix. Towns got a strip. Now Champagny fires a difficult three. That was a great, just three individual defensive stops on that possession by New York.
And also a nice box out there by Shamet.
Now OG engages Victor along the baseline. McBride working on Fox. That's a really difficult three. And Towns flops down, and it'll stay right here for the Knicks.
Foul there called on Carter Bryant. I believe that is his first. Yes, it is. First team foul. And so early on, the Spurs had a big advantage. They had an advantage in terms of true shots because of the Knicks turnovers. That's actually even now, in part because the Knicks have a couple offensive rebounds.
McBride will sit down. Clarkson is in. Maybe Mike Brown didn't care for that shot. Clarkson, he didn't even play at all in game 2, did he?
I don't remember him playing.
Towns on the drive. Castle, good job not overcommitting. And a foul is called, a push on the hip. This game has been a little bit softly refereed for my taste, I would say, on some of these shots.
Well, so here's the thing. Castle had his hand there. You lose the benefit of the doubt, and it affected the shot. I'm fine with that being a foul.
Yeah.
It's soft, but it is a foul.
I mean, did it really affect the shot?
I mean, why do it?
Yeah.
He put a hand on his side while he's jumping. I think it affected him. Like, in terms of, you're trying to dissuade it, he didn't have to put his hand there. That was a choice that Stephon Castle made. And it's not like Anunoby flopped. He was already in the shooting motion.
Yeah, so OG continuing to, he's been a really money free throw shooter in these playoffs. He's 4 of 4 here. Of course, had the 3-shot foul in game 2 at the end of game 2 that blunted the Spurs' momentum. And he gets all 3 of those. Still trying to get the sync right. Here's Castle going into Shamet, and finally, Landry Shamet's offense. Landry Shamet's defense. It's very distracting to not be calling the game and trying to do this tech shit the whole time. But I think we got it figured out now. You guys, I'm sure, will tell me if something else goes wrong.
And so Shamet there, I think that's too aggressive of a reach. Like, there's a chance that you're going to get there's a chance you're going to get ball there, but I mean, they've done such a good job defending Stephon Castle drives overall. Most of that hasn't been Shamet, but they've done a nice shot. Just okay, he takes a contested shot, so be it. And here's Mikal Bridges. He's battled foul trouble, only played 3 minutes so far in the first half.
Yeah, Castle having his best offensive game of the series so far here. And gets a couple of free throws, back to an 11-point Spurs lead. Victor trying to stay on the baseline. They set some screens so that he's forced to guard Towns and then have Towns set the screen. Champagny bothering Towns. Victor gets back to him. Alvarado not enough of a threat to make Champagny pay for that. They'll late switch it here. Alvarado quick pull up. Nice move there. And then another foul in the rebounding action in favor of Towns.
And in those sorts, who they call this on? They call this on Carter Bryant? Yes, they did. It's his Carter Bryant's second foul on Karl-Anthony Towns in the rebounding action. That is quite the shot from Jose Alvarado, though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can see Victor still gets close to it, but Victor, the scouting report would be Alvarado wants to beat you to the corner of the backboard, but he really put his foot in the ground and pulled up for that one. So Towns will have a chance to complete the three-point play. He's seen little of the ball and even less of looking at the rim so far.
And we hadn't seen too much in these finals of Bryant and Wembanyama together. I like that combination a lot defensively.
Here's the 45 pick and roll again. They go after Towns. Castle tries to engage Towns. Goes right to the basket, and that's really good pressure by Castle, and it's rare that we've seen Karl-Anthony Towns get scored on like that in pick and roll in these playoffs. Now Castle is back on Towns. Wembanyama trying to hang out on the baseline. Off-ball screening action. Towns runs right into his own teammate, Carter Bryant. Maybe he could be OG Anunoby someday. Kicks Anunoby to the corner. Clarkson and the Mike Brown sub as Alvarado gets the deflection in the backcourt. The Mike Brown sub magic continues with Clarkson hitting the three. He put him in straight like for McBride. Now Castle left wide open. Can't get that one. Carter Bryant doesn't get that flop down for the rebound foul the way Towns does. They'll switch this with Alvarado. Alvarado tells Bridges to come get the ball so that Towns has more space. Towns forced left. Victor coming over. Towns tried to draw the foul, and then he has something to say to the Spurs afterwards. In New York, again, they have reliably won these minutes at the start of the second with Brunson off the floor and Wembanyama on. And Anunoby onto Castle. Victor trying to set the screen. Anunoby just powers right through it. Then Towns got the deflection. Here come the next passes behind Anunoby. Fakes everyone away, fires the three, and knocks it down. 2-point deficit now for New York. 8-0 run. They are right back in contact, and this again has got to be deja vu for Spurs fans.
Early on in the game, we got distracted by tech issues. I was going to say San Antonio, they should be concerned that they're not ahead by more. And I think that's kind of becoming the case, whereas the Knicks were gonna stop making as many mistakes. They were gonna rally back, and so you need to have that buffer. Wembanyama's missed a couple around the basket, though I think he's played well overall. And the Knicks now it's a close game again.
Yeah, so they have gone to Carter Bryant rather than Harrison Barnes, and he is -9 now. How much do you put that -9 on him?
Some, not a ton. The fouls on Towns but on that blast play, he left OG Anunoby, who it seemed like was his cover. It's sometimes hard to know for sure, but you don't leave the guy with the ball open. So I don't think he's been great. I like Carter Bryant defensively, but he's been inconsistent.
Yeah, he got that block on Shamet on the step back. Tried to attack Alvarado in transition. That didn't work at all.
A challenge for the Spurs because it was talking about, it's basically Bryant versus Barnes, and they're both flawed players. I like Bryant better. I think that he's a better fit, but it's a challenging proposition for Mitch Johnson to work with.
So it's 16-7 so far in the second quarter, and the Knicks have a 228.6 offensive rating in the quarter.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Now that is a not annoying comedian. 16-7, and New York 3 of 3 on twos. This is all with Wembanyama in the game, and 2 of 4 on threes, 4 of 4 from the foul line, and we've had a couple of bad fouls by the Spurs to give them that 4 of 4.
Mm-hmm. With Victor Wembanyama on the floor so far, which he has been for a lot of this game, the Knicks have a 125 offensive rating, but the Spurs have a 136 offensive rating. So far, they are +4 in Wembanyama's minutes.
Yeah, and the Spurs did survive the dreaded Cornet minutes. That hasn't really
Hmm.
been the issue for them so far. And they did do a pretty good job. Let's see, how many minutes did Cornet and Towns end up playing together? Yeah, only 1 minute and 11 seconds. Yeah, if I had the goal to not have Cornet and Towns on the floor at the same time as Mitch Johnson, I might just at least kind of disguise it a little bit, not instantly say, "Oh, he's coming in or he's coming out. Let's bring Cornet in or out."
Thank you
Yeah,
to DJ Vinland for the tip. Says it's dumb that the Spurs vet winners being Biyombo, Plumlee, and Olynyk. Well, so for me, it's partially the vets thing. I mean, Biyombo seems like you can have one or two. It's that none of those guys can play, even when Wembanyama was out, either due to the concussion or when he was suspended. You have three guys who have played in the same positional group, and you trust zero of them to play playoff rotation minutes.
yeah. Again, the limitation of Castle there, pretty easy steal by Karl-Anthony Towns.
And that's the point that Caleb brought up. Also, they aren't winners. There isn't. It's true that there is not a lot of winning at the highest levels between Biyombo, Plumlee, and Kelly Olynyk.
Hart is back in. Harper and Castle are the guards for San Antonio, with Vassell, Champagnie, and Wembanyama rounding out the lineup. Towns, he's just got Wembanyama in a bear hug. That was a foul. They should have called that. Wembanyama just trying to get the ball, and finally they're going to call it here on Karl-Anthony Towns. He earned that and then some.
He went back to the well. When you get away with a hold, you shouldn't just go back to it thinking they're not going to call it. You should be like, they gave you a little bit of leniency.
Yeah, watch this here. All right, so he's already holding him right now.
Holds it.
Now Victor trying to get the ball at the elbow, got pushed off his spot. He's going to go right at Towns. Tries to step through. Towns, good defense there. And Victor, oh, he almost got it to go. Even so, that was really good defense by Towns, not allowing him to step through. New York and Tyre take the lead here. Alvarado off the screen. Hart not being guarded by Castle. Corner Bridges. Good close by Wembanyama. They move it. Hart into the post. Towns. Here comes Wembanyama. He goes to the fadeaway. In and out. Tipped around. Spurs have done a good job of defensive rebounding so far. Harper. Going to get past Clarkson. No, he leaves it for Castle. Castle down the lane. Steps around Hart. Foul? No foul. But he does get the bucket.
This is a very limited offensive group for the Knicks. I mean, Brunson's at the table, but not many guys who can create and some guys who need creation for them.
Good pressure by Vassell, forcing Alvarado further out on the floor. Towns finally gets it with 8. Hand back Alvarado. The Spurs go to the late switch. Wembanyama looking to switch back. Alvarado just shoots over him. No. Harper didn't box out, and he's going to get called for the foul there. It is tough, right? Because if you, that moment when you turn away to box out with your butt, you're going to lose track of the ball. You might lose track of the man. That's why you got to get that turnaround early. You got to just have your head on a swivel for both ball and the man. But if you turn completely away from the ball, then you're more likely to pick up a foul, and you're not going to grab the ball anyway.
Yeah. It's sort of like the pass interference call in football, where the defender never watched for the ball at all, and so you lose the benefit of the doubt.
Now Towns blow by on Cornet, and these are the dreaded minutes for San Antonio here. We'll see how long Mike Brown's going to stay with Towns. I would stay with him for quite a bit here. Harper loads up a 3. Missed it. Spurs starting to go a little cold. Knicks looking for a tie or a lead here again. Clarkson off the Towns screen. They don't switch it. Now they do. Cornet calls it out late once Clarkson penetrated the paint. Oh, good denial by Harper. He's trying to say it went off of Bridges, but the referees do not agree.
Jalen Brunson just came in the game. Give him the ball more. This is not a time for Jordan Clarkson.
I don't think Jordan Clarkson agrees with you, Danny.
Yeah. Cue the Robbie Callen tweet.
So now Vassell is going to try to front Towns in the post. Hart, yep, that's right there. But Cornet knew exactly what he was going to do with the high-low, just backed off him and took it away. That was great defense by Cornet, even though he's not the fastest. Castle has Brunson, waves Cornet to the weak side. Castle on the attack into the lane. See, that pass has to go to Harper earlier. Now it does. Harper, nope. He's really struggled to shoot the 3 ball in this series after being so hot for much of the second half of the year.
But Cornette's pressure on the offensive glass gives them a team offensive rebound.
Going to screen for Vassell. That's one of their favorite plays here. Vassell didn't catch it cleanly, however. Oh, and he just got stripped by Clarkson. But then Clarkson throws it away. Here's Castle into Hart. Pump fakes, and he's hit by Towns and one. That'll be, 2 on Towns?
That is 2 on Karl-Anthony Towns, and it is definitively not Jordan Clarkson time.
And this is a great play by Clarkson, and then I'm just not sure why that pass wasn't too hard. I don't know why he even needed to outlet it there, but Castle was waiting. Hey, Stephon Castle, when the pass goes to someone who's not looking, was right there. Castle has been largely excellent so far and looks to complete the three-point play as he has.
Castle's night so far, 16 points, 6 of 7 from the field, 3 assists, 1 turnover. Plus.
So this is interesting. They're not going to Mitchell Robinson because they're in the bonus. And Brunson high off the window. They are going right now 5 out. Will Mitch Johnson respond? They're going Anunoby at center right now. Here's Harper getting right past Bridges. Clarkson, no match for him at the rim.
That's how you respond to Knicks 5 out. Your best guard driver drives relentlessly.
Beautiful cutoff by Champagny. Clarkson tries him again and beats him again as Cornette was stuck in the corner on Anunoby. Game really opening up now for both teams going to the basket with this small group for the Knicks. Castle, they go under on him. Goes through the arm of Hart into the lane. Anunoby didn't foul him. Another physical finish by Castle. And Mike Brown's going to take a timeout here. But this is fascinating that he's too scared to go to Mitchell Robinson with Towns kind of in foul trouble, but also just needing his normal break. Maybe he'll come back to Towns here after the timeout. Let's see. Is this a foul?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
yes.
He jumps forward there. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, jumps forward and shoulder hits shoulder, and that's material. That's material content. That's a foul. And the other that, yes, Mitchell Robinson might miss some free throws. The Spurs can't get anything in transition. You have a rim protector out there on the floor. Mike Brown has generally pushed the right buttons. This is one I disagree with. And also, it's a great way to get Towns a rest without running a lot of game clock.
Yeah, I do think just throw him in for 3 possessions. If he misses, he misses. And at least you just let the time run off, put some more fouls on some of these Spurs players. Because the Spurs, it's not like they have a bunch of guys who you could just throw in where their fouls aren't going to matter.
True.
So Castle has been unbelievable so far. He's got 18 points, hasn't missed a 2. He's 6 of 6, and also has taken 4 free throws. He has 3 assists and only 1 turnover.
He's been probably the most impactful player on the floor so far. And that's very, very good news for the San Antonio Spurs. By the way, the Knicks now have the possession advantage. It's now 20. Yeah, maybe they might. I'm going to update. I'm going to make sure my box scores right before I call this out. No, it's even 35-35.
Yeah. Well, and with the Spurs guard roulette, Harper playing pretty well. Castle has been the best player on the floor. Fox is 1 of 4 with 2 points. So maybe it's Castle and Harper that you want to close things out in this half if you're Mitch Johnson.
Spurs half-court numbers so far, 1.24 points per play, 3 half-court turnovers compared to 5 for the Knicks, and they're 10 of 12 at the rim in the half-court.
Yeah, fouls, by the way, 9 fouls drawn by the Knicks, 7 by the Spurs. Knicks are 8 of 10 from the foul line. Spurs are 4 of 6.
But the Spurs have committed 4 team fouls, so the Knicks will be shooting. That's why Mitchell Robinson hasn't been on the floor. So look at the shot chart. Something we talked about a lot in game 2 was the Knicks corner threes. They've attempted 4 already, but the Spurs have attempted 5, and the Knicks are only 1 for 4. They've missed up. Now OG Anunoby did get fouled on one, so I guess they have that too. But they're only 1 for 4 on. They're all left corner, interestingly enough.
Yeah, both teams have scored well in this game, and it's really been the paint. Knicks 7 of 8 at the rim, 13 of 16 for San Antonio. But then the upper paint Knicks are 5 of 8 as well. So the paint points have really been the biggest aspect of it. Neither team has been particularly impressive as jump shooters.
Well, Nate, that 13 to 16 for the Spurs inside 5 feet, that doesn't include the four other fouls that the four other fouls they've drawn in there. Three and ones, and I think one other foul.
Yeah. So Victor is back in now, and the Knicks are going small. I don't know how well this is going to go. Spurs should be able to get some open threes here. So who's Victor going to guard? Just whoever's on the baseline is the answer. Anunoby, Victor comes over and calls out that he's got it. Now Hart on the drive. Oh, Harper was there for the steal, just didn't get it. Now he peels back on Anunoby. Anunoby has to step back in the corner, and another ridiculous shot by OG Anunoby. Man, he has had a lights-out playoffs. Trying to involve Brunson in the double screening action. He hedges out. Now Harper just turns the corner. Oh, Anunoby peeled off of Wembanyama. That needed to be an alley-oop back to Victor right there.
And Harper will get better at understanding the read there. And he's such a good finisher. But when you got him to, I mean, and Anunoby blocked that with his wrist.
Champagny in the corner for three. Not even close. He makes the open ones, but the tough ones he doesn't really make yet. Bridges not running with everyone, surprisingly. Now back to Hart. They move it weak side. Here's Brunson. Fires right over Victor. And because they got transition, the matchups were scrambled, and the Knicks now lead. After that timeout, this small group has 2 threes in a row to take the lead after a 5-point deficit. Wembanyama into the corner. Nice attack by Champagny. Victor stepping back. Didn't have his feet right. Didn't matter. Bucket for him. Spurs back on top.
And I thought that was a pretty good late contest from Mikal Bridges as well. Victor didn't care.
San Antonio struggling a little bit with their matchups here. Clarkson is the 2 guard right now. Surprising they're going there instead of Shamet. Now Brunson gets Champagny onto him. Wants to attack. Gets to his left hand across the lane. Tried to draw the foul. That was an impossible shot. And Josh Hart almost got an offensive rebound for his team. Harper fighting him pretty well, though.
I thought that hit Harper last, but we didn't have the right angle. The ref had a better angle than we did.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a challenge here. Shouldn't Eli Manning be a New Orleans Pelicans fan? Is anyone?
I mean, he played in New York for a long time. He won 2 Super Bowls there. That's fine. I'm fine with changing.
I guess the Pels weren't there when he was growing up either. Oh, nice pass by Fox. And that's what the Knicks are vulnerable to here with no center on the floor. And Karl-Anthony Towns is at the table to maybe change that. And Anunoby, they're trying to force him to his left hand. He'll go that way. Tries to step back. Victor is there. Got the deflection. Here come the Spurs running. Victor is trailing it. Behind the back. Harper, can he finally make a 3? He cannot. Victor gets the... Nope. We're going to have another Knick flop in the rebounding action, and this is going to be free throws for Jalen Brunson. A 3rd loose ball foul drawn by the Knicks, although Brunson looks like something might have happened to him. Maybe this wasn't a flop. We'll have to check it out here.
And it's an over-the-back breaker that might have hurt Brunson's back.
Oh, yeah. Let's get the camera on Rick Brunson. That's what we need more of. I don't know if there's a single person in the NBA I'm less interested to hear what he has to say. So let's see what happens here. Yeah. Now, Brunson, he flops here, right? He's trying to, so, like, do you see the way he, like, his head, that is not, like, it's an embellishment, right? Like, that is not him getting knocked back in real life with that level of force. Like, he's not bracing himself, trying to actually box out. He sees him coming. He actually shoves Castle and pushes himself backwards. And, yeah, you know what? When you push yourself really hard into the ground, you might hurt yourself. Let's see what Mark Davis says here. But nonetheless, this will be 2 free throws for Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, so the fans are mad that it's not anything more, but you still get 2 free throws on a non-shooting foul.
Yeah, I mean, this just is. Yeah, do you see? Because you can see the way his body wrenches back without any actual extension or push by Castle to the shoulder area. Like, you'd have to shove him right in the shoulders for that to be real. Brunson trying to work out that back stiffness.
So in the minutes with no Towns and no Robinson, it actually turned out to be 11-9 in favor of the Knicks.
Yeah,
Didn't feel that way to me.
Mostly because of their 3-point shooting.
Right.
Yeah, and not all of that with Victor on the floor either. Some of it was against Cornette when you would think they would have more of an advantage. So Brunson with the first free throw. I do think it's pretty hard to blow out San Antonio, just because they're always going to have enough of a defensive floor in a given game that it's really hard to. I mean, I'm surprised that OKC was able to do it twice, frankly. Oh, and then Victor doesn't hold off Towns, who gets around there, knocked away from Anunoby. Here's Hart, and again, he's going to his right hand every time in transition. You just got to be ready for it, and they just weren't. So this is this Harper, Fox, and Castle all together?
Yes, it is. No Champagny. Vassell at the 4.
Yeah, Champagny hasn't been very good in this first half. Now Victor at the elbow. He's got space here to attack Towns. Doesn't go that way. They want to get Fox going to his left hand. They go under on him. Fox fades away and drains it. So what they're trying to do is have Bridges go under on that handoff to Fox and keep him on the side, but Fox took advantage of it that time. At least he doesn't get into the paint, and he can dime up Victor for an alley-oop if you keep him on the side. Brunson attacking Castle. Back out Hart. Close out by Victor on OG, and he does the same thing to him that he did at the end of game 2. Drives right by him to the left hand, gets inside of him, and goes up with a strong 2-hand dunk. And Anunoby can't get through that screen. He switches onto Victor instead. Castle finding Victor inside. Victor steps through, and finally a foul on Anunoby. He's been working on that one for a lot of the game.
Second personal on Anunoby, 4th team foul in the Knicks, so the Spurs will be shooting for the remainder of the half as well.
Yeah, so this is why is Victor closing out that far? I mean, I know Anunoby hits every 3. The other thing you could say, too, is the guard there, Vassell, he closes really hard to Hart. I don't know why that was necessary. Maybe, I think you stunt to Hart, go back to Anunoby, let Victor deal with Hart. So tie game here.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, Victor looking to break it. Now, again, their base scheme is Victor always guards the guy on the baseline no matter who it is. Yeah, here's the same play that we're showing again here. Victor always guards the guy on the baseline no matter who it is. But so I understand why they decided to do that. But optimally, in that particular situation, it would have been better to stunt to Hart.
And Nate, the Knicks have more transition points than the Spurs in this first half. 11-8. They have more transition plays too, 8-5.
Another missed free throw for San Antonio. Fox late getting into the action. Now Towns guarded by Castle. Tries to attack him going left. Good blitz by Victor. Now Victor needs to retreat. Knicks got him in the blender. Brunson, good job by Harper, but Castle didn't feel the peel switch, and Hart hits the 3. That was Castle. Harper comes off of Hart. Castle has to see that and peel onto Josh Hart. He didn't do it. Fox in the corner. Now trying to come off the Victor screen. Castle not necessarily looking that way. Crosses over on OG. Spin moves. Wild finish attempt. That's him going one-on-one against Anunoby is just not it. Brunson, him going one-on-one on Victor as now Harper picks him up. Anunoby's open in the corner. Victor has to get out there. Anunoby drives. Good help by Vassell. Corner. Blender again. Brunson, good rotation by Victor, but he didn't get a hand up.
And so Jalen Brunson hits his second 3-pointer of the game. 15 points for Brunson, 5 of 11 from the field.
5-point lead now for New York. They set up the 45 again. This is Fox. Good help by Towns. Fox fades away. They tried to get the 2-for-1. They did get it, but not a make. Knicks have had the run of play here in the second quarter. Brunson going right. Castle cuts him off. 6-second differential. Now they want to involve Harper. Brunson rejects that. Steps in. Victor comes over. Towns underneath. Got Victor in the air. Foul. And he'll go to the line. Beautiful pump fake there. But Brunson just being under control. Maybe Victor should have trusted Castle a little bit more. Their best defender on Brunson. He came over really committed hard. And that opened things up underneath.
And so they're calling this on De'Aaron Fox, which is his first personal, not Wembanyama's second.
Yeah, it certainly could have been either, gentlemen.
Karl-Anthony Towns' line so far: 7 points, 3 of 4 from the field. Has not attempted a 3-pointer so far. What does Fox do? Fox put his arm on Towns as he was jumping. It was as much a foul on Fox as it was on Wembanyama, and Fox's foul occurred first, so I'm fine with that adjudication.
Yeah, New York has just been really good moving the basketball on some of these drive and kick sequences. Shaq's hand is basically the size of Ernie's entire back.
If we have a longer stoppage at some point, I have a story vaguely.
Well, is it Jeremy Sohan is in for defense? Look
Ooh,
at this.
Earning that.
Give him some tick. Let's see. Is he going to make a mistake here? Fox going to push it up. Trying to keep him off his left hand. Drop coverage Towns. Wembanyama on the drive. Across the lane. Fades away. Good defense there by Josh Hart. Again, I would just like Victor Wembanyama to just take that open pick and pop three. Like, he's not, his drives just haven't been that good. But, hey, you can see the second quarter score. Man, New York, 42 points. Before we go, I'll give you guys the stats on that second quarter.
I can give a couple of them. 30 points on 18 half-court plays. So that's 1.67 points per half-court play for the Knicks in the second quarter.
Wow, 1.67, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, New York overall is a 136 offensive rating and 182.6 offensive rating in the second quarter. We had some more traditional stats. 8 of 10 from 2, 6 of 9 from 3, 8 of 8 from the foul line, 8 assists. All right, we'll be back for the second half and find out whether this series is going to be a very short one. All right, we are back here for what might be the last half of meaningful basketball of the season right now. And Sauce had a good stat. Of course, you can check out Prime Stats. We'd love to hear what you guys think are interesting stats from this game. And Sauce is a good one. Spurs 6 of 7 at the rim in the second, 3 of 13 all other shots. And I think one of the things that really stood out to me in the first half is just how much the Knicks are making Victor Wembanyama move around, guarding guys in the corner who can make those shots if he's on Towns. They're going at him. They're getting him to switch on to guards who are then penetrating the paint, kicking out, getting the blender going. It's hard. Does he get back to the paint? Does he stay on the guard? It just becomes really difficult for him.
That's a great stat from Hoops Informatic using the site. The Knicks have 19 points on late clock plays. They're 6 of 12 from the field. That's a lot of late clock plays for a single half of basketball. It does happen, but they've been very effective.
Yeah, yes. True shooting percentage 71% on late clock plays. Now that's something that maybe could calm down a little bit for the Knicks. Castle. Oh, he tipped it away from Brunson. It goes off Anunoby's foot, and this will be Spurs ball without the Knicks ever getting into an action. Great pressure by Castle.
No player in the game has 3 fouls. A bunch of guys have 2, so no one's in imminent foul trouble.
Castle, they run the 45 pick and roll there again, and it gets tipped away from him. Fox picks up the ball, going to try Bridges. Now a flare for Champagny on the attack. Left-handed finish. Nice play there with Towns stuck on Wembanyama. That's something I think Champagny should look to do more of, is driving the closeout against Brunson. He was effective at that in the first quarter of game 2. Towns looking to get Wembanyama involved here. Wembanyama trying to make his catch difficult. Got a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds. 10 to shoot for New York.
No challenges for either team yet, and I think both teams have a reasonable amount of timeouts, 5 listed for each team.
Brunson gets it to Towns. Now they got Vassell on him. They're changing everything up, and then they throw the pass behind Brunson on the cut with Wembanyama lurking. Spurs trying to get into it off a dead ball quickly. Castle, now Victor, wants to involve Brunson in the screening action. They try to pre-switch him out of there. It doesn't work. Victor has a whole side against Towns. Knocks him back. Towns still good pressure on Victor. Weak side pass. Great look there. And Champagny cashes it out and won the second time that Brunson has committed a foul on a three-point shooter. He did it on Vassell in game 2.
Are they going to look at this for a Zaza? I didn't get a great look at the feet on that foul.
One would think so. It looked like maybe he turned an ankle, though I didn't get a great look at it. They are going to look at it.
Great point from Ben that Karl-Anthony Towns could have 0 fouls and be in imminent foul trouble.
I don't think there should be a flagrant here, especially he really sticks this leg out too. Well,
no, I think it is.
I mean, maybe it is a little. Is that it's a little reckless with this left leg, the way he jumps.
Yeah, I'd say that's a flagrant. It's the Zaza.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like if he lands on his foot, it's an automatic flagrant. That's about as benign as it could possibly get. And it is a flagrant foul penalty one. Brunson has been very displeased with the way that things have been adjudicated, where he was thrown down by Wembanyama in theory, didn't get the flop down, but which was also a foul on the Castle rebound, and now he's called for a flagrant himself in a relatively benign play, but that's the rule. But yeah, Champagny's almost got his right leg crossed over to the left side of his body. Tough to anticipate he would land there, but that's your duty as a defender.
And Champagny, 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. And he's, as we've talked about a lot of these playoffs, he makes the easy ones, doesn't make the hard ones. And that's okay because the Spurs generate a lot of easy ones. But I was thinking during the first half of this game, and we'll, of course, do the Spurs offseason breakdown after the finals get resolved either direction. But what's so interesting about San Antonio's decision-making from this point is that they need to get they can get meaningfully better, but they need to, and it'll be fascinating to see whether which players they choose internal improvement for and which spots they choose an external upgrade, because they have the ammunition to do both depending on the circumstance.
Yeah, a lot of comments about how he jumped forward, but that can be a natural shooting motion.
It
Victor
looked natural
slips out of there, pick and pop Champagnie. Oh, beautiful pass back to Castle. Castle can't cash that out for what could have been a 7-point possession for the Spurs. Brunson backing down, really getting aggressive with the off arm. Spins. Victor is there. Brunson didn't really get an advantage. Now it's OG. Fox picking up Brunson. Champagnie's at the elbow off a Hart. Now Champagnie switching on to Brunson down to 5. Nothing really doing for the Knicks on this possession. Brunson comes over. Victor bothered him. Hart flies through. That let Brunson get it back after that great defensive possession by San Antonio. It's all for naught.
I thought that was going to end up with a Towns corner 3 because Vassell was helping too far off him, but that wasn't the read Brunson made.
45 again. They go to Brunson's side. Pick and pop Champagnie just made one. Victor got the rebound taken away from him by Anunoby. Great rebound. Knicks have had the better transition play in the first half. OG is going to drive it. And Victor's totally screened off by Towns. Made no effort to get around him. The Spurs are so used to having Wembanyama there that there's nobody else even thinking about helping if he does in fact get screened off. Now Fox with Vassell ghosting out of there. He gets into the lane, and Bridges will pick up his third. Mikal Bridges had an interesting first half, failed to score one shot attempt, and was a game best plus 14. Here again, you'll see Towns walling off Wembanyama.
In part, he was a game best plus 14 because he was in foul trouble for the whole first quarter when the Knicks didn't play as well, and then was in. But I think he contributed to it even without scoring because he competes defensively. His spacing makes it harder to defend the Knicks. All those sorts of things.
San Antonio had the first 7 of the quarter, and the Knicks responded as they usually do in this series. And we'll have to see whether De'Aaron Fox can be more impactful here. With Castle scoring so many points early, he was left out of the offense and also looked to be struggling again with that high ankle sprain. Here's Brunson. They want to involve Champagnie in the screen through Hart. Champagnie hedges out, now picks up Brunson. Brunson wants to step back right. Champagnie took him off of that. Brunson breaking through, tried to pass under to Towns. Victor was there. Castle got on the ground. Ahead to Vassell. Hart reaches in, and this will be 2 free throws, says Mark Davis.
Look what happens when you throw the transition pass ahead and the person's actually looking for it. Works out pretty well.
Yeah, that was really nice defense by San Antonio, and they're much better when it's just a straight attack from the top. Their help principles are much better than when it's one of these plays where the paint has been punctured, they kick out, then they're in the blender on a closeout. And so they had 3 guys around Brunson, but also didn't give up anything. How are you feeling about this game right now? Who's playing better?
I think the Knicks are playing better, but I don't think they're playing better by a ton. Both. At first, I'm like, oh, the Spurs they shot 40% from 3 in the first half, and it was as close as it was. But the Knicks are now at 48%. So I think the Knicks are playing better overall, but not by that much.
Yeah, it was a key start to the quarter for San Antonio. Brunson tells Hart to get out of there. Bridges trying to get the switch of Fox onto Brunson. Now they want to have Anunoby attacking Victor, with Vassell fronting Towns in the post. They're trying to get a good front there by Vassell. Hart tries to get to the free throw line. That doesn't work. And now Victor is going to get called for a foul on the weak side as Anunoby tried to cut through.
That is the first team foul on the Spurs. The Knicks have already committed 3 in this third quarter.
Yeah, and Anunoby grabbed his jersey first, but with 5 on the shot clock, it gives the Knicks a fresh 14. OG now against Champagnie. Victor lurking on the weak side. He'll come over on OG, swipes at the ball. He should have just left after that, though. Brunson against Castle. Backdoor Bridges. Peel switch Fox into Hart. Barely made contact with the rim. Good job by Fox getting out there on the closeout. That was well connected by the Spurs. Here's Fox into 3 guys. And he just got blocked. No, foul.
No, he got blocked, but the Nick who tried to rebound it was standing out of
yes.
bounds.
Thank you. Yeah, so Fox there, he had a shooter. If he had passed it back out, he needs to have a better sense of when there's three guys around you, better to look out. They'll screen for Vassell here. This is one of their pet plays. And Anunoby just goes right through it. Now Champagny finding Castle off the screen. Castle tried to go through Hart. Corner three. Fox didn't have his feet set.
And we're setting up for Mitch Johnson needing to choose which of his guards is going to sit, and it should be Fox.
Now Brunson going into Fox, and this is going to count. I thought Fox was just standing there. That should just been a no call to me.
I didn't get a great look at it, but it didn't seem like he did a whole heck of a lot here.
Yeah, we'll see. Is he going to step into his path?
He takes a step to his left. I think that's a foul.
Nah, when you take the contact directly in the chest like that, especially Brunson, he's stepping away. He's stepping away from the basket, altering his path at the last minute. That to me should just be a no call. But 3-point play for Brunson. Brunson has had some calls that have gone in his favor, others that haven't. It's about evened out, but he's got 20 points, having his most efficient game of the series. Wembanyama sets the screen, pick and pop, takes that foul line jumper. That's the shot. If he's open there, just take it. No one can bother him. That should be a 60% shot for him.
Channel is inner Kawhi Leonard.
Towns at the elbow. They try to get into their screening action. Brunson denied by Castle. Now Fox takes it away from Towns, but a foul.
Yeah, I thought that Fox got a hand on the wrist there as he was trying to get the steal.
Back-to-back possessions with fouls for Fox.
On his fellow Kentucky Wildcat, though I don't think they played together. I can never remember which Kentucky guys were on the same team and which ones were not on the teams that didn't win championships.
Isn't their last championship? Their last championship was 2012, right?
I believe so.
Here's Towns at the elbow. They'll switch Johnson onto Brunson. Brunson, I think, likes this matchup. But Hart goes to screen. He should just get out of there. Brunson tells him to. Now Harper comes over to help Brunson, eluding Harper. Rebounded by Victor. Spurs can get a rare transition attempt. Vassell, three-pointer on a 3-on-2. Knocks it down. Spurs back in the lead. Hart coming right back. Do they keep him off the right hand? Oh, steal by Vassell in transition, but it goes out of bounds.
And I criticized the Spurs for running for threes too often, but Vassell had really good balance on that. He didn't rush that shot in the slightest. It was as good, as clean as it can get.
Fox and Champagny now on the bench. Keldon Johnson only played, I believe, in the first quarter. He's trying to get physical with Towns. Maybe he played at the start of the second.
He did not play in the second.
Pressure.
You're right.
Okay. Yeah, good pressure on Anunoby. Anunoby trying to get physical with him. Steps back and drains it. Man, that guy just can't miss in these playoffs. Johnson going to try Brunson here. Why is he passing? Yeah, Dylan Harper's like, you take him. And they immediately get a foul. That's the exact, like, that situation is basically all Keldon Johnson wants to do offensively, and he's so far in his own head. And thankfully, Dylan Harper was like, no, you got Jalen Brunson off. Just go right through him.
And that is, what number foul is that on Brunson? 2? That is 3 on Jalen Brunson.
Same situation as Mikal Bridges. Keldon Johnson way long on that first free throw.
And so Brunson and De'Aaron Fox, the first players with 3 fouls in game 3. Spurs in this early third quarter, 10 points on 7 half-court plays.
Well, they didn't get those 2 transition from Keldon Johnson because he missed 2 free throws.
Oof.
Now Brunson wants to go at Vassell, tries to reject it. Castle just gives up the switch instead. Brunson with Wembanyama helping off of Hart in the corner, and maybe that help was too aggressive as Hart drains another three-pointer. Harper, Bridges got over it. Good going catch by Castle. Left hand, nope, couldn't get it. Only one guy on the rebounding action. That was Castle, and the Knicks have it. They're up 4 now. Oh, passes just behind Anunoby. That was awful from Brunson.
And he kind of I don't know what Brunson was anticipating there because he saw Anunoby moving towards the basket and then threw the ball behind him anyway.
Yeah, what is Josh Hart? What was Josh Hart's line right now?
4 of 6 from 3, 2 of 2 on 2s, so he's 16 points on 6 of 8 from the field, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, -1.
Yeah, New York.
Oh, Fox. Oh, thank you from A. Kaiser. Fox played with Bam and Malik Monk.
Yeah, 2017 draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned OG Anunoby was had the highest true shooting percentage in NBA history in the playoffs coming in. Well, his 105% true shooting in this game should help to augment that.
Okay, Nate, this is a fun piece of trivia. So the Towns played on the 14-15 Kentucky team. There are 8 players on that Kentucky team. Sorry, 9 who technically played in the NBA. There are only 3, maybe 4 that I would say made any real waves. Do you want to try to go for it?
Well, so Booker, Cauley-Stein, and Towns were the 3 main guys.
Yes.
Oh.
There was another guy on that team who was a Danny's guy, and it did not work out.
Shit. A Danny's guy.
But this is before you knew me. This is
no, it wasn't 2015. No, we started the podcast before the 2015 draft.
That's right. But it wasn't like a high-end Danny's guy. It was a low-end guy. I'll give you that one. Alex Poitras.
Poitras, yeah.
One of those first defense first. Yeah.
I thought he had some hope. Yeah, I don't think he was in that draft though. The 2015
No, I think
draft.
I think he came back for his senior year. Okay, I'll give you the other ones. The Harrison twins, Aaron and Andrew, and then Trey Lyles, Dakari Johnson, and Tyler Ulis.
I mean, wow. What a ridiculoely loaded team that was. Yeah, and they were going to go undefeated until fucking Frank Kaminsky.
That's why Pat Riley nearly gave up $1 billion first-round picks for him. Or was that Ainge? That was Ainge.
Well, it was going to be Justice Winslow, who there's going after that they thought was the greatest guy ever.
See if I have any other stats of interest. So the Spurs are 15 of 21 inside 5 feet with 7 drawn fouls, and then are 0 for 5 in the upper paint, whereas the Knicks are 7 for 11 in the upper paint. So the overall paint numbers are actually somewhat similar. They're just doing it in very different locations.
Yeah, second chance, Knicks 8, Spurs 0. Neither team has done much on the offensive glass. So we've got offensive rebound percentages. Now the Knicks have shot better, so they have a 24% offensive rebound percentage, but only 14.8% for the Spurs. And Knicks have turned it over 11 times. Spurs only 5.
And I would say very few of those Knicks turnovers have been truly forced by the Spurs. They've had a couple of just bad pass, bad anticipation source wise. Yeah, of their turnovers, 9 of the Knicks' 11 turnovers are bad pass. 1 loose ball, 1 offensive, 1 other turnover.
Yeah, no, right off a bad pass turnover. Spurs will have a chance to cut into a 4-point lead. Back screen for Victor. There it is. Up high. Shamet with the stop. Victor missed the layup, but a tip by Harper, who aggressively went after it. Knicks have done a better job getting the ball across early here. Good pressure by Castle. Mitchell Robinson is in with them not in the bonus right now, earlier than he normally would be. I think Mike Brown is going for it now with the Knicks not in the bonus to get Karl Towns a little bit of a rest. Here's Victor with the flare screen. Underneath Johnson, pump fakes and lays it in. Good patience there by Keldon Johnson, and Victor with that Michael Jordan jump shot lay-down pass, and the Spurs have tied it at 76. Hart barely gets it across. Remember, Vassell took it away from him and caused a flagrant in game 2. Now Brunson Castle does a good job showing his hands. Brunson into the lane. Victor doesn't overhelp. He stays with Mitchell Robinson underneath. Hart, tough fadeaway, inside, in and out, and Victor able to corral the rebound. He has pretty good hands on the rebounding action. Back to him. He's going to just take this deep one. Woo, yeah! 79-76, 7-0 San Antonio run.
It's just his normal shooting motion. Look great.
Brunson against the drop coverage. Shamet on the tip out. Can the Knicks get another second chance point here? OG on the step back. Robinson beats Victor to the ball. Another second chance for the Knicks. Brunson into the lane, tried to draw the foul on Castle, and Robinson got inside position again.
And this is the Mitchell Robinson impact we expected, previewed going into the series.
And Cornette is at the table, which I think is the smart move. Oh, is that 4 on Brunson? Or what just happened there?
That is there is a foul called on Jalen Brunson. That would be his 4th personal.
Yeah, I thought this was a good no call right there.
Agreed.
But Robinson getting inside position. This is the first time we've seen Robinson really affect Victor defensively. And let's see, Brunson reaching in. Then he kind of clamped. That's a tough one. Could they challenge this?
I think he fouled him. They could try.
He does, like Castle or Harper does kind of go up under his arm a little bit. Then Brunson kind of clamps that arm.
I really need to get Rick Brunson's thoughts on this. And a camera on him right now.
I was about to say a missed free throw, but Harper gets it.
The Spurs do already have 6 missed free throws in this game. They're 11 of 17 before the second one from Harper.
Well, Brunson's going to sit down. If I were Mike Brown, I would go back to Karl Towns here.
Absolutely.
And then you could even have Robinson start the 4th quarter with Cornette in. I think you have a chance here. And so they're going, this is what they did around this time in game 2. No Brunson, no Towns, but they're down 3 at the moment. Really, who's going to be the one to break the paint? Because they don't have Bridges on the floor either right now. Here comes Shamet. And he's chucked by Vassell. Shamet with a little bit of a response there from Vassell. I'm sure Vassell told him what a flopper he is.
And that is the 4th foul on the Spurs. So the Knicks are shooting for the rest of the third. Spurs already in the bonus.
Well, so now they do come back to Towns immediately, and this is bad for San Antonio. I think they should put Victor back in here potentially, but this is good for New York because they need more of an offensive impetus anyway. Now Towns being guarded by Cornette. They're going to go right into the pick and pop. They don't switch it. Instead, Fox comes over on Towns. Clarkson had it go through his legs, somehow recovered it. Gets into the lane, scores. No, it's short, but he gets his own rebound. Clarkson has been an offensive rebounding demon. Fox looking to push it up. But, yeah, again, you can see the limitations of Fox where he does not go at Shamet there. He gets Clarkson switched on to him. Clarkson cuts him off. Man, a lot of guys who haven't had great reputations defensively for the Knicks. Now Shamet, man, that's great defense by him, too, cutting off Johnson from a difficult angle, and they're going to give a foul in favor of Johnson. I really don't understand that. I thought Shamet was right there.
And that's going to be free throws because the Spurs are in the bonus.
Yeah, Johnson has not been the most reliable free throw shooter in these playoffs, and particularly not tonight where he's 0 for 2.
I would have liked to have seen a second replay of that, but I guess we're not going to get that.
But yeah, I was saying Fox coming downhill at Shamet, who's a good defender at this point, but there was a time when De'Aaron Fox one-on-one against another guard, it was just meat every time.
I don't know how much crossover there is, but I watched the end of Game 3 of the hockey, and it was bananas.
I can tell you there's another missed free throw in the exact same way by Johnson. I can tell you there's 0% crossover between you and me on that.
Yeah.
Towns and Cornette engaged in some shoving, and there's going to be another foul. That'll be free throws.
So that foul is on Keldon Johnson. That is his second, I think. Second personal, yes. Well, and this is a way to give some guys a little bit of extra rest if it's going to be a lot of free throws for the end of this third quarter.
Yeah, I don't think this game has been as well refereed as the first two were.
I think it's been better. I don't know. There was that stretch of game two that infuriated me, but I guess there were parts of it that were not that stretch.
Yeah, well, an obvious jersey pull there by Keldon Johnson, he's committed some pretty asinine fouls.
And is mad about all of them.
Yeah, we've not seen Carter Bryant. Oh, nice rebound there by Harper coming in. 45 pick and roll again. Harper against the drop coverage of Towns. Towns stays with him. Harper fights it up over him, man. They should just keep going to that. Harper has not been the ball handler in that play very often, actually. Cornette stepping out. That's late by Champagny, but he had Shamet on him. Towns into the lane. Maybe should have just taken that three. Rebounded by Cornette. Spurs looking to make it a 2-possession lead. Here comes Johnson downhill. Shamet cuts him off again. Double team. He's stuck. Swallowed up. Turnover.
Great help there by Karl-Anthony Towns, taking away the angle.
And here's Alvarado at Fox. Wild attempt. Harper, man, he really gets back for the defensive boards. And Anunoby picks him up. Is he going to try him? No. Hey, yes, he is. Here we go. Step back. Too high. Cornette inside position. He's bottled up and fouled. Will this be Shamet or Towns? Shamet trying to take credit for it.
And they assigned it to Landry Shamet. So that is much better for the Knicks. Shamet's third personal, but you'd rather have that than Towns' third personal.
How did Towns all of a sudden get so good at defense? I think the biggest thing is just being in a defensive stance and being prepared. And at earlier times in his career, he had to be out on the floor a lot more. He's been better in drop coverage. He certainly has good defenders around him as well. But, yeah, I think there's a time, speaking of 2015, when Karl-Anthony Towns was deemed to be as good of a defensive prospect as an offensive prospect.
Going back to that summit, I thought he was better on defense than offense.
Yeah.
So Spurs in this third quarter, 18 points on 15 half-court plays, 2 of 4 on threes, 3 of 5 at the rim, and they have 7 transition points. So I think they only had about that many in the first half. They had 8 transition points in the whole first half, and then they have 7 in the third quarter, which is not complete. The Odry trade was an incredible heist, by the way, almost as bad as the Pirtle. So I'm not the biggest Emmanuel Quickley fan. But I do think that he can play, and the idea that the Raptors needed something that wasn't picks, I think was reasonable.
I think that was unreasonable. I think they should have gotten picks.
Just gotten worse. Yeah, okay.
Or gotten picks, yeah. I mean, they had Barnes and nothing. They also were going to trade Siakam, who they traded for picks, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, eventually, they did end up taking their asses off the next 2 years anyway, but it was hard. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this new NBA where we're just not going to be saying, "Oh yeah, they're idiots for not tanking." Isn't this a quiet OG Finals MVP series? He's got 22 points and has done it on.
I think it's 12 true shots.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I was pulling it up, just not fast enough.
And so, I mean, we'll obviously have a long time to talk about Finals MVP. I've been thinking about developing this flowchart, which is basically Did the best player play significantly below his usual standard? If not, then they're the MVP of the series. And so, like with Brunson, there's that argument because I'm trying to avoid some of the egregious things that have happened in recent past.
Yeah, I think it's a little different though when like the Andre Iguodala thing, he had a big series because of all the attention on Steph. Whereas Karl Towns, to the extent he's having a big series, I don't know that that's. I mean, number one, he's playing a good defense and rebounding, but I don't know that he's having a good series. Although he hasn't been as effective tonight, that he's having a good series because of Brunson. In fact, some of his best moments have been with Brunson off the floor when they've won games in those periods. Man, Oscar Robertson looks great.
He does. Really does.
So Kornet, after
Luke
a
Kornet
break,
back at Madison Square Garden, where he actually took threes. One of my biggest NBA mysteries is why Luke Kornet took a ton of threes as a Knick and has never done it since.
Yeah. But gets the first free throw. And the second as well. Still maintains a little bit of a touch, apparently.
Yeah, Luke Kornet, 36% on 8.8 threes per 36 as a Knick.
Towns on the pick and pop. Jab step. Gets Kornet in the air. Backs up. Good help by Castle. Now it's Alvarado. Good help by Champagnie. But Harper lost Shamet. That's just too good by New York. It all started with Karl-Anthony Towns' gravity at the perimeter. But another drive, and they got him in the blender. Castle going to try Bridges one-on-one. Not an advantage matchup. Gets off the ball. Kornet will set the screen. Castle into the lane. Swarmed. Weak side. Harper. Champagnie wide open. Late close by Shamet is not even close to deterring the three by Champagnie, who pushes it back to 5 with Victor lurking at the table. And they're on the path to surviving the Kornet Towns minutes right now. Castle got a hand on it. Alvarado still being bothered. Can't get it to Towns. Harper denying him. Now it'll be Clarkson against Kornet. Clarkson over Kornet. Left it short. Tipped around. And Towns beat Champagnie. Champagnie did something to his hand. Here's Fox pushing it up. They're going to the 3-guard group again here for Mitch Johnson. Flare screen for Champagnie. Can he get 2 in a row? Left it short. Harper over Towns. Towns got just enough of it. Kind of a wild sequence here. Towns tries to ghost out of there. Now he's going to go one-on-one. Kornet coming over. Towns looking weak side. Good pressure by Castle. Prevents him from getting the pass off. Clarkson's open underneath. Doesn't see him. And that again, that's great pressure. They're down to 5. Clarkson will have to create once more. Over Champagnie. And he knocks it down, of course. Tie game. More late clock magic from the Knicks. And Mike Brown's rotation roulette settling on Jordan Clarkson with 10 points in 11 minutes. Shamet, good defense on Harper. Then they go under on him. He'll try again. Step back by Harper. Wow, that's the one that he makes?
It looked on balance to me. His feet looked good on that shot.
He felt free because it was a 2-for-1. Now Castle looking a little tired here. 9-second differential. They can go a little earlier. Now Bridges is in the action. He's going to try Kornet. Where's the help going to come from? Bridges going to pull up here from the foul line. Good help from beyond by Castle, but just too late. The shot making in this game has been ridiculous. 45 pick and roll again. They go away from Clarkson's side. Harper looking for 2 in a row. Just in and out. Tipped around by Towns, and it's a 1-point Spurs lead after the third quarter. Wembanyama spent that entire sequence on the bench, and so maybe Mitch Johnson can play him the entire fourth now.
So in that third quarter, Towns on, Wembanyama off. It was 4 minutes and 14 seconds. The Knicks only won that stretch 13-11. That is a big, big win for the Spurs.
And we'll have a different setup now at the start of this fourth quarter with Brunson presumably returning. I guess, will they try to get some minutes for Mitchell Robinson here? Towns has played 27 so far. you might want to get him one more quick rest.
I think you give him one more rest. I would actually have Towns play like the first 2 minutes of the fourth and then give him a little rest after that, personally, to see if he still has the juice right now. And then you get a little bit, and then he'll be more rested at the end.
Yeah, but you don't want to wait too long because then Mitchell Robinson will be subject to the haka.
If you get a bunch of fouls in the first 5 minutes, I think you'll live with that for other reasons.
Yeah, both teams just shooting the lights out right now. Not getting up a ton of threes, but they're making them. Both have made 11 3-pointers. Knicks on 23 attempts, Spurs on 25.
So we got to ask the question of whether Wemby has ever played an entire quarter. I think he's done it in these playoffs.
Oh, sure. Yeah, he did it in Game 2, and he also did it in Game 1 of the Spurs series, or the Wolves series.
The Wolves series, yeah. And we thought he ran out of juice.
Who has made more mistakes today? Well, the Knicks turnovers, they have 11. San Antonio only has 6 turnovers in the game. So you would have to say probably the Knicks. I would say in terms of defensive rotations, maybe San Antonio, but also the Knicks are just a better shooting team that penetrates more. They just provide more opportunities to make mistakes.
And I think the Spurs have made more foul mistakes. So yes, Victor Wembanyama has already played a full quarter 3 times in these playoffs. He also did it in the fourth quarter of Spurs Thunder game 2.
Yeah, so it was a 35-27 quarter for San Antonio to go up by 1 here. As far as who has the advantage, you would tend to think Knicks. They've just been better in the series. I think they have the better clutch weapon in Brunson.
I think it's a close call because I thought through the first half, I thought the Knicks played better. I thought the Spurs were clearly superior in the third quarter, and that was with Wembanyama getting a real rest. So I think it's close.
Danny, did you happen to note who has the best plus-minus on the Spurs right now?
Is it Carter Bryant?
Keldon Johnson.
Oh, good lord. Oh, yeah, Carter Bryant's -9. That's right.
Oh, sorry, it's just updated. He's actually +6. But, so it's not the best anymore.
Well, ball. Oh, I'm seeing +10 in the official box.
All right, maybe. I guess we're something might have happened that is showing up in the box score. The Spurs have it here to start the fourth. Johnson is getting some tick here in the fourth quarter. Castle at the elbow. Quick step up by Wembanyama. They try to tag him. Throw by Castle, and it'll be a foul. Is that Towns?
This is third, yes. And I'm surprised that there's no Brunson here to start the fourth, considering he had a plenty big rest.
Yeah, perhaps just because they felt like this group has done pretty well in this series against this group for San Antonio. They tried to get the high tag on Wembanyama. It didn't work that time. Now Castle almost traveled, knocked away by Shamet again. Here's Fox. Oh, they miscommunicated there, but Fox not even close. Johnson has the rebound go through his hand, but a foul on Mikal Bridges. That'll be his fourth.
That's his third.
Excuse me. Sorry, I thought he got his third already.
I think they assigned that one to someone else.
Quite possible.
Yeah. So he had 2 fouls early in the game and then missed the whole first quarter. Nearly got his fourth there.
Castle up to Victor. Nice little disguise there with the back screen set by the shooter, and New York couldn't react. Alvarado with Wembanyama calling out the switch, but then he didn't stay with him. Johnson working the glass, but it's Shamet beating him to it. Alvarado gets it weak side to Bridges. Towns going to try to set a screen. No, it's Bridges on the attacks. Fox, good defense. Ooh, I thought that went off of Bridges there. It was 3.1, probably not worth the challenge, though. Let's see it here. Yeah, Victor, he just slipped right out of there before a screen was even set. Towns was distracted.
And Victor's elbows being at the rim is so preposterous.
Barely get it into Clarkson. He fires. No foul. Vassell was just standing there. Knicks did well to get back. Here's Fox on a nice going catch, and he's run into by Clarkson. Great move there by Fox. That was almost Akeem Olajuwon-esque. Akeem would do that sometimes when right as the ball was getting to him, he would just begin his spin move. Fox kind of did the same thing there.
And that is the third team foul on the Knicks or on the Knicks early in this quarter. I was going to make a comment about Mitchell Robinson, but that's the wrong way. Spurs team fouls the matter for Haka.
I would go back to Brunson here. I think their half-court offense hasn't looked very good.
I agree. I was surprised he wasn't in to start the quarter.
Yeah, surely once he returns, it'll be all him all the time. Although I thought they got away from Towns at the end of game 2, which was part of their problem. So Fox gets them both. Let's sync up here. I'm at 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50.
Yeah,
Alvarado waves everyone away. Clarkson switched onto by Fox. Fox cuts him off and took it away. Johnson's trying to run the lane, and Bridges sprinted back to deflect it. What a play by Mikal Bridges. But again, can De'Aaron Fox just go score that basketball?
You just go up strong and at least get a foul. Because that's one of the micro criticisms there. It's like, you're probably not going to get blocked. And if you do get something, they'll probably just call a foul.
Yeah, I'm still surprised we're not seeing Jalen Brunson back in the game. That was a great run by Bridges, though, to deflect that pass. Victor popping out. Doesn't take that three from Towns. They could do some screening action for Fox. Victor's going to go right at him. Tried to draw the foul and was lucky to throw it off of Shamet. Again, when he gets into that foul line area off the dribble, good things don't happen for him. Now, if he just took 2 hard dribbles and just pulled up, that'd be one thing. But he just is kind of hanging out there. He's going to try Towns again. Down to 8. Towns got a deflection on him. Wow, he had it perfectly timed up. Now Fox has to fire the 3. Castle shed Bridges, and that's just a wild attempt. That footwork is terrible. Just go up hard off of 2 feet. Why does he have to plow into him on that one-footed move? Now he's trying to deny Towns. Hart is back in the game. Knicks just getting into nothing here at all. They got to get Brunson back in. Bridges kicks out Shamet. Fox is there. Shamet forces it up. Air ball. Spurs have it. They can push in transition here. Johnson. Now Fox. Good no call on Alvarado's flop. Victor doesn't take the 3. Could have. Kicks it to Castle. He'll take the 3. Nope. Like, if you're Victor, wouldn't you rather you take the 3 than Castle right there? And now they just aren't even guarding anyone. They're going to give up a wide open 3. Lucky to escape with that shot. And Fox just lost it out of bounds. No, recovered. Alvarado went for the steal. Victor has it underneath, and he's hit again by Shamet. That's the 4th foul of the quarter already on New York.
Right. So the Spurs are shooting for the remaining 9:18 of regulation, and that is a problem. That's a problem for the Knicks, and it's so surreal to me that it's so bad decision by Mike Brown that Jalen Brunson hasn't been on the floor. Their half-court offense in this 4th quarter, the Knicks have 0 points on 3 half-court plays.
Yeah, now they did get that 3 on a breakdown, as they are going to bring in Mitchell Robinson here, and Towns will get a quick break. They did get that breakdown with Shamet getting a wide open corner 3, but he just couldn't knock it down. Harper back in for San Antonio, replacing Fox. There's that small screening action for Victor. Now Champagny driving the closeout. Left it way short, though. Johnson couldn't get the rebound. He's gotten his hand on a lot of rebounds, but hasn't really been able to do much with them. Now Bridges wants to get to his right. Castle can't get through the screen. Bridges, tough fader, and great job again. Man, Harper just flies in for these defensive boards. He's going to try Shamet in transition. Under control, kick out Castle, not being guarded. Champagny, wild closeout by Hart, and a beautiful pass there by Champagny, staying under control. He's been effective attacking closeouts.
And I love that lay down, saw the angle, got it right to Keldon Johnson for an easy finish.
7-point lead. Brunson with Castle getting back engaged with him. Steps through. Nice Gortat screen. Robinson, and he gets the tip in for his trouble. Harper rejects the screen. Victor's open up top. Moves towards the ball. Brunson is on him. Harper going to take this three over Robinson. Not even close. Victor is going to get fouled, and that'll be free throws for San Antonio with only 8:10 remaining in the quarter.
And Miles McBride is at the table. He has not played in a while.
Yeah, Clarkson took his rotation minutes.
Yeah, the last time McBride played was the very beginning of the second quarter when he got replaced by Carson.
Yeah, obvious foul there on Bridges, and that, in fact, is his fourth, right?
Yes, that is his fourth. So players with 4 fouls now: Brunson, Bridges, Shamet. And that's it. No one on the Spurs has 4.
So I think Brunson really needs to attack the paint here. With Robinson out there, his black hole spacing has bothered Wembanyama. We haven't seen the Victor versus Robinson matchup much in the series. And so for San Antonio, hitting the offensive glass hard when you can get free throws on loose ball fouls should be a big tactic for them.
I like it.
Seven-point Spurs lead. It'll take another Knicks comeback.
Yeah. 8-2 start to the quarter for San Antonio.
And what's this? Just a little cheapo push there by Castle.
His third first team foul on the Spurs.
So for New York, they've got McBride and Brunson in the backcourt with Anunoby back in the game, Hart, and of course Mitchell Robinson. Robinson trying to seal off Wembanyama. Wembanyama working. They have to help off that corner with Hart, but the Knicks going a little cold on the corner threes.
I thought Brunson had the finish.
Yeah, they helped way off of Hart because Wembanyama was stuck beyond Robinson. Wembanyama taking the three. He's run into, foul, and he made it.
So Victor Wembanyama gets a chance for a 4-point play. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's grimacing or smiling there.
And Derek Harper, or Dylan Harper, not Derek Harper, one of the other Harpers, wants a review. I didn't think there was a landing zone thing. I think he just hit him in the body.
Well, they will review it. Let's take a look here. He does kind of clip his foot there. This could be a flagrant. I mean, if the other one was. But either way, he's going to have at least a free throw to push it to 11.
Oh, somebody... I don't know if Joff is referring
are they
to
they're challenging this, huh? Did Keldon Johnson push him? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the Knicks are challenging.
Oh, that could be a pretty... If that gets turned into an offensive foul, oh yeah, he shoved him. This is going to get overturned. Awful.
And that negates the 3 as well because it happened before the shot.
Did it?
Did it? So it's definitely not going to be I'm pretty confident.
Oh yeah, he fully extends there. That was horrible. Why do that?
Keldon Johnson might commit stupider fouls than Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, this is really close. But yeah, why are you pushing him? I mean, he's pushing him to get a head start and go run to the glass. That's why he shoved him, just to give himself some momentum to run. It just, yeah. It's much more important that you go to the glass, Keldon Johnson, instead of not fouling him. This is a huge call here.
I saw Mark Davis at the table, so I thought we were getting it. Oh, there we go.
But did they say whether the bucket counts or not?
I didn't hear a call on that, but let's look at the official box. So the official box score has the score at 100-93.
Yeah, so no bucket.
What a dumb foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been taken. Wait. Yeah, because it was 103. The Victor shot made it 103, so it's off the board.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jordan Brink, who's the guy who gets all the credit for these Knicks challenges, I think he was there under Thibodeau too, who they always had a really good challenge record under Thibodeau as well. So, and that's like that is a talent to say whether to challenge or not, because you really have to understand what's a foul and what isn't.
And also to understand what gets overturned on reviews, because there's also that component too, especially with Tony Brothers, which it is not here, thankfully.
They're going to keep Keldon Johnson in the game now. Towns is going to return. Castle is on Brunson. They want to get Champagny involved, wheel everyone through, so now it's Victor. Victor traps. Brunson gets out of it. Brunson's going to go right in. And Mitch Johnson immediately calls a timeout. He is very upset with his team's failure to execute there. But that's, you can see the Knicks strategy in a nutshell there, where you get the first guy who the guard is guarding, ghosting through, and then the second guy comes up to set the screen, so Victor has to be involved in the pick and roll. And I don't understand why he needs to be trapping up there. I mean, I guess the thought is he's close to the sideline. A lot of teams like to do that. But like, I thought Victor was effective switching on to Brunson in game 2. I would consider sticking with that.
And what's funny is Keldon Johnson committed that terrible foul. He's actually had some better offensive moments in this game. It's just that he's had a couple of these really, really bad. Just 3 of 5 from the field, had a couple of good drives, and he had to be informed to do one of them by Harper, but still did it. And also 1 for 4 from the line. By the way, the Spurs have missed 7 free throws. The Knicks have missed 3. 19 of 26 versus 14 of 17.
How's the timing of off-ball foul versus shot adjudicated is when the shooting motion starts when the ball leaves the hand. I think if it's an offensive foul, then it's when the ball leaves the hand. If it's a defensive foul, like trying to run through the screen or something, I think that's when the shooting motion starts. But I'm not 100% clear on that, despite having seen 800 billion reviews that made me want to bash my head into a wall of that same thing.
Sometime we'll trap Monty McCutcheon in a hallway and ask him. But so the late clock stuff, Knicks have 22 points on 7 of 19 from the field in those late clock situations. They have a 220 offensive rating in late clock situations. The Spurs offensive rating in late clock is actually better, 225, but they've just done it so much less. They've only taken 7 shots in late clock, whereas the Spurs or the Knicks have taken 19.
Yeah, I mean, and the big thing for the Knicks is they're 2 of 9 on 2s, but 5 of 10 on late clock 3s. Hart is 2 for 4. Clarkson is 2 for 2, and Anunoby is 1 for 1. So they've made some pretty tough 3s during those. The Hart ones weren't as tough.
So Nate, great question from Steven. Danny, where'd you get the stats for the Towns on Wemby off during the game? Nate, where can they get these stats?
Yeah, it would be at Prime Stats. If you're a Dunked On Prime subscriber, you can get it right now.
And so all sorts of really, really cool stuff. And the more, I mean, because Nate and I have Nate and his group built the site. I did not, but I played with it for, I don't know, almost a season now, and there's so much fun stuff on it. Oh, let me do the vaunted. We haven't done it yet in this game. Wembanyama on shots around the basket. The Knicks have 10 made half-court shots inside 5 feet with Wembanyama on the floor.
Yeah, and they've easily come the closest to figuring him out. Yeah, and there's a look at Jordan Brink if you guys wanted to know what he looks like. There he is.
To reset a little bit, 5-point game. The Knicks have committed 5 team fouls, so the Spurs are in the bonus. The Spurs have only committed 1 team foul so far in the fourth.
Yeah, and that was such a huge play. We're headed to 11, probably 11, and maybe even a flagrant too. Flagrant as well, I should say. Now McBride trying to get into Harper. Kicks it to Fox. Big three by De'Aaron Fox is off the heel. Wembanyama trying to get the rebound, and it just goes out of bounds. He's asking for a review potentially because that could be free throws. Knicks are trying to get in, and they are going to do it immediately here. All right. Well,
did he signal for the review and the timeout?
That was very fast. Let's see it here. Yep, that's going to be a foul, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Towns clearly grabbed him, and is that going to be 4 on Towns?
That'll be 4 on Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
So he'll have 4, Bridges will have 4, Brunson and Shamet.
Yeah, good challenge here. I think Mitch Johnson personally saw that one because he reacted fast. You could see the Knicks were trying to get the ball in bounds very quickly. Of course, a couple of years ago, it's only in the last 2 seasons that this would be reviewable for a possible foul. The Kyrie Irving, Jaden McDaniels rule from that Wolves-Dallas series.
We got asked about closing 5. So for me, who would you play instead of Keldon Johnson? They ended up going to this. So for me, they're close to the final lineup that I would use, which would be, for me, Harper, Castle, Champagny, Vassell, and Wembanyama. So no Keldon Johnson, of course. And then for the Knicks, I would be closing with the Shamet over Hart, depending on the situation. They're just so hard to defend in those configurations.
All right, here we go. How do y'all feel about the nickname Wemby? I'm interested to hear that. I as you might guess, I have an opinion on it. But
I think it's more of a shortening than a nickname. It's just because his last name is 4 syllables.
Now he seems to be cool with it. That makes me not dislike it as much. But I try not to call him Wemby. It just seems it's like too infantilizing.
So I think it's fair to have something that's shorter than 4 syllables to use frequently, but I don't think it counts as a true nickname.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm somebody who grew up on old baseball nicknames, which are often longer than the player's actual name.
And Wembanyama gets the first free throw. And it's nice to say his full name, especially when I'm trying to come up with something to say during some free throws. You know, it fills out some time a little bit. Yeah, Vic is totally good. Victor, that's usually what I go for. So 2 huge free throws, and San Antonio back up 3 possessions with 7 minutes and change to go. Wembanyama is headed towards a 30-point game. Harper now, with Castle on the bench, has the matchup. They're still trying to zone up beyond the play, and Towns is telling Anunoby to go to involve Vassell. Man, Harper getting into Brunson here. Good switch by Vassell. Anunoby getting to the free throw line. Tough fadeaway, and he makes another ridiculous shot. What a flamethrower he has been in these playoffs. They're setting up the 45 again. Spain pick and roll more accurately. Fox got Brunson switched onto him. He's just not even trying to take Brunson. Now he's going to. Inside out dribble. Nice drive. And De'Aaron Fox, that's got to be his first bucket at the rim in the half court in this series.
Definitely feels that way.
That was a dumb screen by McBride to put the superior defender onto Brunson. Now they want to go at Wembanyama on the side. They do not switch it. He says, come on, get through it. Here's McBride, a tough fading three. That was a horrible shot. Harper, another rebound. He's going to try Anunoby again. I love these confrontations. Around it, he's blocked. Anunoby again. The only guy who's had the key to stopping Harper at the rim. Here's Towns, big three. Way short. Bounce around. Brunson has it. Into the lane. And the and one. Another Knick offensive rebound. That could have pushed it to 9 on the other end. Harper tried every trick in the book. Anunoby blocked him. Victor contested Towns, and that left the offensive glass exposed.
And Nate, that was the first three that Karl-Anthony Towns has attempted in this game. Pretty remarkable how he's affected this without having to take a single shot from the long range.
Yeah, and that was so short. Vassell was actually in position for the rebound, and it just caromed off so hard it bounced off.
Can we just replace All-Star Weekend with Harper trying to finish on OG Anunoby and various other people? I would watch that over any other thing they'd come up with.
4-point game. Knicks slowly walking it back. Castle is back in. Harper is out. Fox pick and roll. Towns in a drop coverage. Up to Wembanyama. He was getting held, and he somehow tipped it in anyway. Fox is starting to find the chemistry with Victor. I would go back to that pick and roll. That's what they did at the end of game 2. Now Fox switching on to Brunson. The wounded Fox. Now they want to involve Towns. Brunson got it knocked away. He's stuck. Tries to throw it off of Vassell. And they're saying that he hit the scorer's table before he released the ball. Mitch Johnson's getting ready to ask for the challenge. They thought his butt hit the scorer's table, I think, before he released it.
I also
and
think the ball hit
they're doing a
leg.
BS sub here to try to slow it down so they can look at the replay. And they inbound the ball. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Yeah, the referees stop it. There was a sub or not. Mike Brown says, hey, we inbounded it.
If they gave him the ball.
The Spurs were trying to get Harper in the game for a sub as a way to slow down the inbound and get a review, potentially. Only 6 to shoot, though, so maybe not worth the challenge, although the Knicks have been so good in late clock situations. So they do not bring Harper back into the game. I'm not sure what the adjudication was here. Maybe they just elected not to challenge, but whatever it was, they're going to try to get it to get it to Anunoby. That's what they're going to do. He's been so brilliant in the late clock. Goes to the step back over Champagnie. Way short. Rebounded by Hart. Kick out Shamet. Great footwork. No. In and out. Tipped around. Victor got it into Champagnie's hands. Spurs looking to make it 3 possessions. Fox on the go and catch. Into the lane. Tough fadeaway. Short. Good challenge by Towns there without giving up the alley-oop. Now Brunson. He lost it. Champagnie can push it. Victor trying to run the floor. Back to Vassell. Victor. No, that's great transition defense by the Knicks. Victor going at Shamet, and he got the strip, or got the reach-in foul there on Shamet. Not a good foul there by Shamet.
That is Shamet's 5th foul. Victor Wembanyama, 30 points, 11 of 16 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. And so he's 9 of 13 from 2, and then these will be his 8th and 9th free throws of this game.
Yeah, Brunson just lost that ball. And again, San Antonio with a couple of free throws here. 3 possession lead under 5 minutes. That's where you want to be. And Victor has been money from the line tonight.
So that was Harper at the table. So who's he coming in for?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe he's going to take out one of Champagnie or Vassell. Vassell hasn't done much in this game.
I'm guessing it's Champagnie because Mitch Johnson trusts Vassell more to execute.
Yeah. Vassell's just better than Champagnie defensively, too.
Also true.
Yeah, so it will be the 3 guards for San Antonio. Castle has the Brunson assignment. I would consider taking Castle out here, but he's been good defensively. Here's Brunson, accelerating pass, tried to draw the foul. Nope, couldn't. Victor on the defensive glass. San Antonio could push it to 10 here. That was a good shot for Brunson. He just couldn't make it. Now OG is on Victor. They haven't gone to this alignment much. Here's Harper, inside out dribble, spin, and Anunoby got him again. Wow.
The one antidote that exists, other than Wembanyama, who's on his own team.
And now Mitch Johnson is going to take the timeout here, see if he can set something up, and Victor Wembanyama is exhausted.
Wembanyama has played 34 minutes, Vassell 34, Towns 33. All the other Knicks are more manageable in part because of some foul trouble for Brunson.
So wait a minute, is this going to be a challenge here? Oh, he kind of just lost this, huh?
Well, no, but San Antonio called the timeout.
Yeah, but within 30 seconds, you can, if the other team calls a timeout, you can.
Are you getting on it, Jordan Brink?
I didn't see a foul there, did you?
No, I did not.
When's the last time we got a finals with all close games? Yeah, I mean, last year had a fair number of them. But, I mean, literally all close games? I mean, never.
Can have Dan pull the stat of the smallest combined margins or whatever you look for.
Yeah, I think 2011, I don't think there were any blowouts. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Harper just lost this, I think. Unclear if Anunoby got it from that angle. Yeah, Thunder Heat did have a lot of close games, but Game 5 was a total blowout. Oh, no, OG did get it. Wow. Man, that was really hard to see. And he did knock it out, too. All right, so it is a challenge. All right, so Harper, yeah, that was a Zapruder. Harper did last touch it.
So good for OG Anunoby. He gets credit for the block, and the Knicks get the ball.
Yeah, so the Jordan Brink is really, all of the coaches' challenges have been pretty critical here. And Harper, another headlong rush into Anunoby goes awry for him. I think a huge part of this closing stretch is going to be some of these long rebounds. And the Knicks guards really love to rebound. Spurs transition hasn't really mattered that much. And Castle has really not been that good to me in the second half. Now he's been pretty good on Brunson. So taking him out juiced the offense at the end of game 2. I don't think they're going that direction this time. So they got Fox on Brunson. Now they want to run pick and roll with Towns. Vassell is on him. Backdoor Shamet. Victor is there. Good peel switch by Vassell. Towns pump fake. Brunson corner. Shamet. Victor runs him off the line. Shamet blocked from behind by Victor. Unbelievable defense by the Spurs. That time they kept up with the blender. And now San Antonio can really put him in trouble with a bucket here. Fox getting into Brunson. They move it. Victor for 3. Short. Harper, another great rebound. He's tied up by Hart. Victor on the cut, and he missed the layup. Brunson on the push, going at Harper. Into Castle. Flops down, foul. Would San Antonio consider a challenge here?
I didn't see a lot of contact there.
Look at this block here by Wembanyama after running him off the line. That was incredible. Yeah, I thought Harper was absolutely fouled on that rebound too,
yes.
But I can't believe Victor missed that layup.
It would be
So
a little
no,
bit funny for a series with this aggressive fan bases if the home team just kept on losing games.
man, there have been some pretty massive sequences as we're going to get the Phil Jackson between free throws timeout here by Mitch Johnson. Victor took off too early on the layup. I don't know if there's such a thing for Victor Wembanyama.
He had plenty of space to get it off. He did, but he might have been a little off balance. So shot charts in this fourth quarter. The Knicks have missed 5 corner threes, 0 for 5 on corner threes. They're 0 for 8 on 3-pointers in this quarter, 3 for 5 inside 5 feet. The Spurs have taken 9 shots inside 5 feet, and they've taken 7 shots outside 5 feet. And I think a couple of the ones outside 5 feet were 6 feet. So they've gotten a lot around the basket in this early going. So neither team has made a 3 in the fourth quarter.
I think the Spurs had 3 timeouts remaining here.
I believe they did. The official box says they still have 2 left.
Whew. Well, can the Spurs close this out? They're still in a commanding position right now, but they got to find a way to keep scoring.
Yeah, and comebacks in this circumstance, we always look for turnovers, 3-shot fouls, and I mean, it really does start for the Knicks on the defensive end. If they can get a couple of stops, string that into some transition. The other thing for San Antonio is just your guards, especially hustle back in transition defense. You want to make the Knicks take time every time they score.
So it looks like the Knicks are going to go back to their starting group now rather than Shamet. Bridges is back in the game. He's done little tonight. And the Spurs going with their 3 guards plus Vassell and, of course, Victor Wembanyama. He's guarded by Towns. They want to go after Brunson here. He hedges. Oh, Vassell was wide open underneath. They didn't even look that way. Instead, they get Fox. He's going to go at Anunoby. Oh, he could have got into him. Fox falls down. He had the pivot foot still. Do they call timeout? No, he tries to throw it towards Harper, but it goes out of bounds. Brunson wants to get it pushed up quickly. Fox fell down. He could have maybe drawn the foul there on Anunoby, but didn't have the base. Brunson. Oh, Victor switches onto him. Is he going to get it back here? Yes, sir. Let's see it. Great theater. No, now they go for the double. Why did they do that? Towns 3-pointer. Oh, just in and out. The Knicks have had so many chances from 3 in this quarter. I would just stick with Victor on Brunson.
It's not that scary.
He defended him well. Castle goes into 2 guys. Vassell is wide open for 3. Short. That could have maybe just about ended things. Vassell picking up Brunson. Brunson on the attack. Vassell cut him off once. Brunson tries again. Engages Victor. Peel switch. Victor late onto Brunson. There's more help. Castle with the block. A third help defender, but Towns has it. He gets one from behind by Fox.
What great response. With Victor Wembanyama not under the basket, the Spurs blocked 2 shots with guards.
Yeah, this is great help. They're not used to helping with
Did
Victor
Castle
out on the
deflect that
floor.
ball while out of bounds?
And that was just a great block by Fox. They try to get it in here to get a little cheap one underneath. They take that away. No, they are going to get it. But no foul. It got knocked away with 3.2. And Mike Brown, they still do not have a challenge left now. San Antonio does have one, 3.2. Towns just threw Fox out of the way. Now they get it in. Good cutaway from the replay. Here's Brunson. He's going to get it off and scores. Another late clock magic by the Knicks. It's down to 4, as close as it's been in some time. Can San Antonio get the lid off the basket on their end? Towns and Victor are engaged. They haven't gotten into anything yet. Finally, Victor is just going to have to go one-on-one at Towns with 5 on the clock. This is horrible. He's just going to have to take it over him. Nothing happening. Castle has to take it from the logo, and he makes it.
Oh, wow.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Late clock magic for San Antonio. Harper switches on to Brunson. 7-point lead. Pick and pop Bridges. Gets to the foul line. Doesn't get the shot off. He lost it. Harper trying to deny Brunson. Fox is on him now. Down to 5 again. They try to involve Victor. Pre-switch it with Harper. Corner Bridges. 3 is short. Rebounded by Harper. And now San Antonio can run clock. Another missed 3. That was well contested, though. No, chill, guys. Chill, guys. Get it to... Well, Castle just taking Brunson here is probably what they want to do. Down to 8. They'll run the pick and roll. Hart pre-switching here. Castle gets Brunson on his back. Weak side, Harper. Wide open 3. Misses. Knicks have one more chance here. They got to get a 3. Anunoby going to try to go past Victor. Victor fouls him.
They did go fast there, but this could only cut the margin to 5 if he makes both of these 2 free throws.
Yeah, now, a lot of people would say that's a bad foul. While he's shooting a layup, I disagree. And he does get him pretty hard there. As long as you foul him hard enough, giving up the and one there could have been a disaster.
Sure, because that's actually a threatening situation. You didn't let them off the hook at
Oh,
all.
and that he missed. Anunoby has been so clutch from the foul line in these playoffs. Missed the free throw. That is a killer because it'll stay at most a 6-point game. Now, the Knicks are surely going to really try to pressure the offensive glass here. And Anunoby does make the second.
This isn't great pressure personnel for them. I mean, they can get to some guys, but...
Yeah, Fox is their most reliable ball handler. He's guarded by Anunoby. They're going to just back off here. So they could run the time down to about 35. Knicks have 2 timeouts. They'll probably take a timeout to get a 2-for-1. Trying to get the switch of Brunson. He hedges out. Fox on the attack. Crosses over on OG. Corner. Harper for 3. In the corner. It's missed. Brunson has a chance. They should take a timeout. They're not going to. He's going to shoot it immediately. He should go for the 3. He does. Over Harper. Yes!
No!
Brunson with the 3-pointer. And now if the Knicks can get a stop, no timeouts yet. If the Knicks can get a stop, they'll have a chance to tie the game. We could see a foul situation here coming up as well. It's a 9-second differential. Anunoby is exhausted. He's guarding Fox. Wembanyama trying to get open. Fox going to just go at him. Down to 5. Fade away by Fox is good. Fox from the free throw line has given San Antonio a 5-point lead.
And De'Aaron Fox has really stepped up in this fourth quarter. Had a couple of big baskets, 6 points, 2 of 6 from the field, but also had an assist, 2 blocks, and a steal in this quarter alone.
1-on-1 against the Knicks all-world defender on one leg for De'Aaron Fox. He had distributed it the last couple of times and decided to take it, the inaugural clutch player of the year with the biggest shot of his career.
And so now it is a 5-point deficit for the Knicks. You need to go extremely quickly, and you need a 3 down 5 because you have to assume that the other team is going to get free throws and make at least one of them. Do you change your personnel here as San Antonio?
I don't think so because, I think having 3 guards in the game is good to avoid turnovers. Now, it's also key that San Antonio, with only 12 seconds left, has 2 timeouts.
Yes.
So this is probably one where if they score, you just take it. You auto take it.
Unless you have kind of like a play where you just have a guy running to a spot on the inbound that you have planned, which I would love for teams to have more often, that you just, other than that, I agree with you. And it can't be to the corner because you don't want to get trapped.
Why is San Antonio not getting into stuff faster down the stretch? Because they just had enough of a lead. That burning clock was the number one thing that they wanted to do. And I do agree with that. When you're up multiple possessions with under a minute to go, or up 3 possessions with under a minute 30, that's the number one thing you need to do. So they're going to stick with the same group. New York has Shamet on the floor. Oh, no, they do not. They have Josh Hart as the inbounder, excuse me. And they're going to put Vassell on Towns. They've got Bridges guarded by Wembanyama. Hart looking to get it in. Corner Anunoby. Gets it off over Harper. No foul. And Anunoby makes it. It's a 2-point game, and Fox will immediately take the timeout. So, still work to do here for San Antonio as Anunoby with another one of those flat-footed, double-pumping threes. If only he'd made that free throw earlier, it'd be a 1-point game right now.
Well, and Nate, the technical foul on Josh Hart early in the game looms pretty large here. And so I think you channel as the Knicks here, you channel your Indiana Pacers and you don't guard the inbounder. You use that extra defender and you try to force a bad pass.
Yeah, and Harper there maybe had a chance to take a foul, but up 2 possessions, most teams are not going to do that. And he clearly didn't want to commit a foul as well. But San Antonio is still in a commanding position. If they can get the ball in, New York will have to foul. They don't have that one awesome free throw shooter, though. Do they try to get it to Victor? He's the guy who takes their technical free throws. But these are high-pressure free throws right now. If he doesn't make them, if they don't make 1 out of 2, then we could get into that 3-shot foul game, which I did the pod on with Zach Graham.
And thank you to the correction, multiple people, that Devin Vassell missed the technical free throw on the Josh Hart one. One of the 7 free throws San Antonio has missed in this game.
Castle will be the inbounder. He's probably their least reliable free throw shooter. And you imagine Brunson is on him, so they're not going to put length on the inbounder. Fox getting open. Gets it back to Castle. Castle is going to get fouled here. That's not the guy I would have wanted. I thought Fox should have just accepted that foul, but Castle is not the greatest free throw shooter. He's shooting in the low 70s, and he's got to make them both to really put this game out of reach.
Yeah, especially because with having 6 seconds left, it's hard to commit an intentional foul at this point because the Knicks are going to call timeout to advance it, assuming they can recover it.
Yeah. Castle's first free throw is good. No problem whatsoever for the second-year man out of UConn. And in all likelihood now, he could breathe life back into San Antonio's series with another make here. Mitchell Robinson going to come in. That, of course, augurs that they will take the timeout, getting rebounders in the game.
Try to foul Robinson before they call the timeout.
It wouldn't. Well, but then you set yourself up more easily. He makes the first, then you're in trouble if they get the offensive rebound. So we'll have to see what's going to happen here. They don't bring in rebounders. Castle's second free throw, absolute money.
Biggest free throws of Stephon Castle's career, and he drills them, swish, no pressure felt by him. That's really impressive.
And San Antonio, Castle's free throws, Fox's difficult fading jumper. They've been up for the challenge offensively here in the last minute.
So you need to get something fast. Here's the Knicks. And one of the other big problems, so that was just their last timeout, is that the amount of time the ball is in the air becomes a big problem here. Because you just, if you're taking a 3, then it takes a little bit of time and everything getting in. And so it's hard to make this work to get 2 possessions in 6 seconds, 6.8 if we're being really technical.
Yeah, and of course they've used their last timeout. So yeah, this is difficult. Probably what the optimal strategy is here is the quick play right at the basket so you don't waste time as the ball's in the air and you could just get a layup immediately, and that would give you enough time to then foul, hopefully then bring it the length of the court afterward. But
so I would actually, maybe I would even play 2 bigs here, but I would put Wembanyama or Cornette on the inbound here to make the pass harder.
Yeah, and again, if they score, automatic timeout. Don't even fuck with it, because don't even think about trying to get the ball in bounds under the rim and potentially turn it over, because they'll have used up some time. You even if you turn it over in the front court, it's so hard for them to come down and score. So Hart will inbound here. Do they go for a 3 or a 2? Vassell is on Towns on the weak side. Anunoby is probably the other guy they might run this for. Brunson guarded by Castle, tries to get open in the corner. That's not there. Hart has to get it in. Bridges. Three-pointer off the backboard, and it's going to be Nick Ball, but only 2.1 remaining, and basically all San Antonio has to do now is just not foul somebody. It looked like Fox was maybe trying to foul Bridges there for a second. They did not call it. So Wembanyama is going to just stand underneath on Brunson. Anunoby in the corner. Wembanyama with the Cornet contest. Misses. And San Antonio has made it a series. 115-111. They led most of the second half. Looked like the Knicks might blow them out of the building late in the first half. But Victor Wembanyama gets his first NBA Finals wins. And the series will return to San Antonio. The Knick coronation will have to wait. And that ends one of the longest winning streaks in NBA playoff history. The 2017 Warriors with 15 are safe for now, and it's going to be an awesome Game 4.